Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you all for joining me today. Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Huge show today. Didn't stream yesterday. I was busy finalizing the book cover to the book that's going to be out in the next few days. My first book, The Jesus Deception. I was working on the cover. This is what I think I'm set with right here. So I hope you all like it. Give me your input if you think there's something I should add or change or whatever. But I was working on the back text, the book summary. I went for very simple, basic on the back. And I still got to do, I think I'm going to add in and make it a little longer for the Amazon description, and it's out very soon. I'm thinking maybe Monday. I'm thinking Monday with a Monday celebration show. But anyway, we're streaming today. We got tons of stuff to cover. Amalek is here. At least I think he's here. He left to go get a coffee or something. We're covering the latest Trump stuff, likely war with Iran stuff. We have Scott Adams dying. We got a bunch of Christian and rabbi clips. We're going to watch a bunch of the ICE footage that's coming out with the ICE versus protesters in Minnesota. The Goldberg hoax is going around again, getting huge numbers. We'll probably touch on that also. This show is only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. Share the link on all the social medias you're on. Give it a like. Powerchat.live. We're streaming on Rumble, Odysee, X, BitChute even. Amalek, are you here? Are you out there? What's up? Oh, hold on. I think you're on mute. All right. What's up, man? Thanks for being here.
Hey, what's up? Nice.
We were talking right before I went live, and I was just like, you know what? Just join me. This is one. I think I need Amalek here today. So, did you catch the whole intro?
Yep, I was here the whole time. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll get the power chat turned on here in a second. Here's the big viral clip of Trump flipping off a worker at the Ford factory who has now been let go, fired. Quick little bird there, TMZ. Hard to even see it on this, but we'll check it in meme mode. There it was. He's called him a pedophile protector, which I like. I think people should be saying this everywhere he goes. Actually, what do you think?
Do you think was the person a left winger or a right winger? Has anyone seen? Because
I don't really care, to be honest.
It's just kind of funny, right? Because it could literally be both. It could be either at this point, right? It could be like a former MAGA person who's pissed about the Epstein files, or it could be like a leftist who's now pretending to care about the Epstein files now that it's, you know what I mean? Like they haven't been talking about it for like the last, 8 years or however long it's been, and now all of a sudden they all care. It's like the most important story. So
now it's a thing with Trump. This meme went pretty hard though. Watch out.
I'm gonna tell you how the king like to ride, homeboy.
Dude, Epstein cover-up is cool now, bro. Have you seen the edits? The Epstein cover-up is based, actually.
They need to add some Epstein edits. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen like the Agartha Epstein stuff. They need to add that in there too, right? Like, it's so funny.
Dude, being a Zionist puppet and covering up Epstein blackmail networks is fucking based, bro. More war with Iran, totally based.
It's funny because it is very like Roman emperor-esque, right? Like the idea of like a king or a leader or a president like giving the finger to his people. I mean, like that, like and literally like that. I mean, you have to go back very far to very like rare instances of that happening. The main ones you could think of is something like the Roman emperors and how they viewed their citizens. It's kind of interesting.
They gave the thumbs down, and then they were destroyed in the Colosseum, according to Ridley Scott, I think. Yeah. So did I see Fuentes' reaction on Trump and the middle finger? No, I didn't. Did you see that, Amalek?
No, I don't
I
think
see every other Nick clip, pretty
I did
much.
see it. I think I just
Hmm.
because I watched it live. I don't remember what he said exactly.
Hmm.
States has military bases.
So
I think
huge
actually,
build
yeah.
up for
Hold on,
Mhm.
I do remember what he said. He basically
Mhm.
said like people aren't understanding the reason that Trump isn't. Yeah, people are upset by Nick for saying this. He said the reason that people are upset or should be upset with Epstein is because he was an
Mm.
Israeli spy, not because he was a pedophile. And people are now
Mm.
taking that like, oh, look at Nick's defending pedophile, like
Yeah.
child trafficking rings or whatever. Which I think is like that's not the point of what he was saying necessarily. But I understand why people are attacking him for
Well,
that position.
I think people do take it to a clownish level. Like it's a Frankish cult that's sacrificing children to Moloch in his temple on the island. Like they take it to absurd levels like that. I think, which do kind of like ignore a little bit of the nuance that it probably wasn't like little children. Is that
Yeah,
what he was saying? And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
like the bigger thing is that like the serious blackmail and connections should be the thing, not the like he's drinking baby blood. I see a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of that because they do take it to kooky clownish levels, which serves to cover up
I
like how bad it really was.
I saw someone in a response to this being like,
Mhm.
"Oh, Nick's totally compromised now. The children involved in the Epstein case, their average age was 9." I'm like, "That's false. I don't have to look that up. That's obviously
Mhm.
bullshit." So they have the heat. You're right. They have this like made up, hysterical, mythical version of what Epstein was. And when they do that, when they like add like superstition to the Epstein story, it
Mhm.
totally removes the problem. Like it should literally just be about the concept of Israeli intelligence being involved in like king making in our countries. That's what it's about. And like all of the other stuff is the secondary and tertiary things that come with that. The source of the problem is like our sovereignty being insulted by this.
Yeah, he should have said Israeli blackmail something. That would have been
Exactly.
better, I think.
Hmm.
Blackmailed Israeli agent. Should have called him that. That would have been better. But anyway, is everybody seeing it? All of the Iran stuff. It's like been bubbling and bubbling and getting hotter and hotter, and it's about to pop. I think it's about to boil over. They're saying there's going to be an attack in the next like day or two on Iran. All types of stuff, evacuating bases, carrier ships going over there, being reported. Poly market stuff. What else are you seeing? They're all really hyping these protests, and Trump keeps saying if they attack one protester, like we're gonna bomb them. It's gonna be regime change.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of like disinformation, like
Mm-hmm.
20,000 dead, and the second largest city of Iran has been captured, and all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just pure disinformation coming out of there. It's really
Yeah,
bad.
the other day
It's hard to like sift through it.
they had all the girls that were like lighting cigarettes with pictures of the mullahs, right? That was
Yeah,
another one that was going around.
every time I see one of these clips, I just take it and search like a reverse image search or
Mm-hmm.
reverse search, and almost every time they're from way earlier too. So then some of these
Mm-hmm.
clips that are going around that are being,
Dude,
explained or said that they're today are totally false. So, how do we know what's
mhm.
actually going on over there at this point? I don't know. It's very hard to say. It's very difficult to sift through all the bullshit.
Dude, we got like war with Iran about to break out. Denmark and Greenland are visiting the White House right now, and that's escalating. Maxed out
Sent
bear.
$10 on Rumble. President Trump and Rabbi Mizrahi together would be an incredible comedy double act. I might camp in line for tickets to that show.
Yeah, they're
That
like
would be
some of
funny.
we play clips of them more than maybe anybody else on the show. That's true. Thank you for that, maxed out bear. Maxing out. I love the new maxing term. Everything's maxing, right? Amalek maxing,
Yeah,
retard
I like it.
maxing. Everything's
Hmm.
Gog and Magog maxing. Everything's maxing now.
Yeah, I do like that
Christian
term. It's good.
question maxing. But anyway, we got fights, ICE, insurrection act stuff about to happen on the streets, war with Iran, Greenland stuff, Venezuela stuff. It's like there's a huge chance, I think, that because everything that's going down, there's no election. Trump doesn't hand over power. with everything unfolding right now. And it's all going down.
Yeah, I still think I kind of see this stuff, and I agree with you that like this is kind of where it's ultimately heading, but I do think it's still too early. It's like they're gonna have some sort of like, oh no, like they're gonna keep kicking this can down the road, I think, for as long as they possibly can until it's kind of like too late to do anything. Because they
Dude, I think they're doing regime change right now in Iran. I think it's happening right now.
You think it's gonna happen right now? All right, well, we'll see. I don't know. I think there's
maybe not in the next few days. Maybe it's 2 weeks from now, but something's going down. You can just see all the propaganda and the rollout. It's happening. They're finishing the job, which Trump's like, oh, I world peace. The 12-day war is over. No boots on the ground. No regime change wars, and then now they're gonna finish the job and do all of it.
Yeah, and Lindsey Graham is doing his tour again too, right? But I don't know. We'll see.
Make Iran great again. He had the hat with Trump, right?
Yeah, like we'll see. But I don't know. It seems to me like it's like a little too early, just because there's still like doing it before the midterms would surprise me is what I would say. I think that like we're gonna really see this stuff dial up after the midterms because the whole government will be completely frozen out of being able to make any decisions because of the nature of.
Well, maybe that's how it's gonna be before the midterms. Maximum maxing. Yeah, we're gonna maximum max. That's good.
I just think well, we'll see. I think it's unquestionable at this point that Trump's gonna lose the midterms. I think that they're gonna lose some serious power and some serious seats in the midterms. And I think maybe from that we'll see, like after that it'll dial up even more, but we'll see. It could be now.
Maybe it'll
tomorrow.
get more serious after Trump loses and his back's against the wall a little bit. Polymarket says 54% odds are we bomb Iran tonight. The Amalek Accords. That's hilarious. That should be a video title. Amalek
Accords.
Accords, yeah. Amalek Awards. That works too. Let's see this Fox News thing real quick here, what they're saying about the buildup.
Meanwhile, got some breaking news. You see this map on your screen. That is where the United States has military bases throughout the Middle East. Now, we can confirm that the U.S. is withdrawing some personnel from major...
Brother BD sent $5 on Rumble. Congratulations on the book, brother. Did you hear Nick Fuentes wants to take over Kick? I sent the clip to your DM.
Yeah, I did see the Kick thing, and I hope I'm still connected. I think I'm streaming on Kick. If you guys are on Kick, make sure to follow me over on Kick. I'm on there. That's where I watch Big Tech. That's about the only person I watch over there. But yeah, Kick. Maybe I was thinking Kick might have a good app that I could stream from my phone from. Could do some Kick live IRL streams possibly. I don't know, just something I was thinking. But thanks, Brother Bean.
What's the name of the guy that did the Somalian investigation thing? What was
Nick
his name?
Something else. His name's Nick too.
Nick Hisby or something, I don't know, whatever his name is. That guy, he would like the Rumble people offered him, like they made a public tweet like offering him, oh, come over here and do your work over on Rumble. And Nick responded to that like upset by it because he's getting shafted by Rumble. And then he made this comment on his show about how Rumble's shafting him and how he says, I feel like I'm a black guy in Jim Crow era. That's how Rumble's treating me. Which was funny, but I think that the Kick thing is basically...
So he wants a deal with Kick.
Yeah, I think it's a reaction to that, where he's basically like giving the middle finger to Rumble because he is the #1 streamer on Rumble, like unquestionably by a mile. Like even if you say like his views are botted and all that other stuff, all of Rumble's botted. Okay, so I don't know. It doesn't really matter. He's undisputedly like the #1 streamer on there by their own metrics. So he's kind of right there that they're kind of like shafting him. So we'll see that. But that's what the Kick thing is about. Is it's actually about Rumble, I think, more than it is about Kick for Nick.
Right. Well, I'm surprised he's even bitching about having a deal. Maybe he just wants the deal just to have it, but like, complaining. But these deals they give out are crazy money, like tens of millions of dollars and stuff.
Well, Rumble's never going to give him a deal. The whole crew, that whole clique that made Rumble,
they would never live it down. Also.
They're Lakudniks. Well, they're like they're all Lakudnik. Like it's not happening. There's no world where it's happening. So I don't even really know why he's doing it, to be honest. It could just be like there's some part of Nick, for better or for worse, where he wants mainstream acceptance while also rejecting the mainstream. And I think that's kind of what's playing out there is that that little streak.
Chat, is anybody ever watching anything on Nick in the chat?
You mean on Kick?
Yeah. The only people are going to be the ones that watch Big Tech, probably.
Yeah,
but I just dropped the link on Kick if you're on Kick in the chat, so follow us over there too. I don't even know how many followers I have. I never go on there. Does it even say? 255 followers, see? All right. Let's see this.
Across the Middle East due to heightened regional tensions. And you look at some of this in Qatar, that's the Al Udeid Air Base. You got about 8,000 to 10,000 U.S. service members. That's one of the larger bases. You got another Army base in Kuwait that's been operating for some time now, several years, if not decades. So how much of withdrawal, we do not know.
And why?
And why is the ultimate question as to whether or not we are in for some sort of military action, possibly in Iran. Africa, meanwhile, got some breaking news.
It's funny that picture, by the way, of the military bases, that's like maybe a quarter of them, but there's way more than that in that area. I mean, they just totally missed out on the Pakistani and Afghanistan and all the other bases in that area.
Randy Fine the other day, this is some of the things we've been saying about the protests. He says, maybe we should Maduro Khomeini. Calling it the largest massacre in contemporary Iranian history. So all of this, Iran is just killing all their old people. We have to go save them and liberate them and give them freedom, right? That's what's going down. This is what's going down. The Jerusalem prayer breakfast at Mar-a-Lago this morning. Or yesterday morning.
Yeah, I saw this. That's funny.
5786. It has the Hebrew time, Hebrew year. Double shofar blowing. This is real religion in America. This is what's in the halls of power. Cringe Christian music. Israeli flag on the stage. Dude, look at these nerds.
We are so
That's Yehuda Glick. Former Knesset, Third Temple obsessed Yehuda Glick. Dancing it up at Mar-a-Lago. How about that? The Third Temple fucking dude.
It's truly wild that our country is basically being run out of Mar-a-Lago. It's a sort of second capital, right? Like, I don't think there's any like parallels to this in American history, really. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, where we were like running. I mean, obviously outside of like the Civil War, where we're like running the country out of a second branch, like a second area. That's literally what he's doing here at Mar-a-Lago, and this is how it's being ran too.
Oh, a bigger crowd than I thought. The E-Crusaders on the internet can just keep their copes saying every day they're not real Christians, they're blasphemies, they're heretics, whatever. But they're the ones that are partying at Mar-a-Lago, not you. You wouldn't be let anywhere near the halls of power. So all you're doing is coping and running cover for it. Trump's Eagle's Nest. I was thinking that too, Edom. Okay, here is the U.S. will attack Iran for Israel. Says Brigadier General, tells the Jerusalem Post, the Golden Age. The Golden Age will be when we bomb Iran and set off Gog and Magog.
We understand that another fight with Iran and Hezbollah and possibly the Houthis is imminent. And today I can say something we couldn't have said a month ago. This regime is going down. There will be no Iranian regime.
Oh, it's happening.
This is going to change entirely the future of Israel.
How it will happen? Can you describe us? It will be an American attack. It will be an Israeli-American attack.
So I think it's going to be an American-led attack with the assistance of Israel. Iranians, even before the demonstrations, they started rearming again. They wanted revenge. They want to attack us. They want to shoot massive amounts of ballistic missiles on us, and Israel prepared for a preemptive attack. But as Israel was preparing for a preemptive attack that might have happened even today, the demonstration started, and a clear message for President Trump: we are not going to let you shoot these demonstrators. We are going to defend them. And indeed, I think that we'll see in the very near future a massive American attack with the help of Israel and with the demonstrators. I think this regime stands no chance, and they will fall. And I can tell you, as I said, the bigger the win will be, the greater the golden age of Israel and the Jewish people will be the day after.
Oh, it's the golden age of Israel now. Oh, sorry, guys. You thought the golden age was going to be for America? It's for Israel. It's the messianic golden Moshiach age when Edom gets in this big war. Can you believe it? Plot twists.
And just so everyone knows, I mean, I know you talk about war with Iran. We talk about it all the time, but like Iran is 10 Iraqs, okay? And the amount of like people that we would need, personnel that we would need to do that invasion is far higher than our current like military is, which means we would absolutely need to institute a draft. Anyone who doesn't understand that is totally coping. They are totally coping. There's no way that like even if we took out Tehran and some of like the bigger cities, there would be resistance like Iraq, way worse, and it would lead to a draft. And if you think,
and what would happen with Russia and China also?
Oh yeah, that too, obviously. But even just Iran itself, we would need a draft. That's according to the military's like own reports, by the way. So if you think that this country that like can't even like deport people is going to be able to institute a draft, which involves going like literally going door to door and making sure that people have signed up for the draft. If you think that we can do that without our country just like falling apart, you're wrong. And I kind of think that is the fall of Edom, right? Is just utter chaos and like the inability of the federal government to, perform its basic functions.
The regime stands no chance, and they will fall. And I can tell you, as I said, the bigger the win will be, the greater the golden age of Israel and the Jewish people will be the day after. The day after.
So he was the top general of the IDF, right? That's who I said this guy was.
And the economy is going to boom.
Peace.
We must unite behind our Jewish Zionist values. With no spirit, we cannot deal with all these challenges. And this is the most important thing that Jews need to do.
Dude, I love how they have like bank ads running behind them, like all these big Jewish banks and all these huge Jewish organizations. And we say like World Jewry, and they go like, oh, how dare you? How could you do it? Thank you, Bifurcatio.
Need to remember how great they are. They are the heroes of the story, not the villains in the story. And really get the Jewish people excited again about who we are and what is our vision. And the vision at the end of the day is coming to Israel and bringing redemption to the people of Israel and to the whole world.
Redemption of the world, dude. Their mission, dude. It's their Zionist Judaism agenda playing out to the T. This is wild, dude. This is wild how he's just saying it's the redemption, their biblical prophetic redemption is what they're trying to do here. The top general. And they go, oh, it's the secular state of Israel, right? They say that shit. And listen to this guy. I'm blown away, dude. I hadn't seen that clip yet.
And it's interesting too because it's the Jerusalem Post too. That's where I get a lot of my. I mean, I follow the Forward, Jerusalem Post, all that stuff. And it's interesting that they're kind of like right here at the front and center, kind of promoting this happening.
So the chat says the middle finger was epic. Yeah, I know. It's going to be epic bombing Iran for Israel, too.
That it will retaliate in the instance of U.S. strikes against U.S. assets in the Middle East. What do you say to U.S. service members about why it's worth the risk to intervene in Iran?
Yeah, Iran said that the last time I blew them up with the nuclear capability, which they don't have any longer. So Iran said that the last time. They better behave.
Iran says that it will retaliate in the instance.
They better behave. And if they don't... Here, let's do this one. At this conference. How do they have... There's just a new conference every week with all these big orgs. This is the Jerusalem Post conference. So much content of these Jews just like in their own words. Bishop Robert Stearns.
2,000 years of history of Christian history have been horrible to the Jewish people.
See, this is this original sin, the guilt, the scapegoating. We must repent. We must atone for the anti-Semitism, blaming them for killing God. This is the character arc, the plot twist. Esau turning from persecuting to being the supporters. Again, don't say, oh, not a real Christian. Are you at the huge billionaire conferences? I didn't think so.
Unspeakable atrocities, unspeakable horrors have been committed against your family under the banner of the cross and in the name of Jesus. And if I had 100 lifetimes, it would not be sufficient teshuvah, it would not be sufficient repentance for all that has happened over history. But I'm here tonight to say something to you. I'm here tonight to tell you that there is a new breed of Christian alive in the world today. There is a new breed of Christian that says along with you, for Zion's sake, I will not be silent, and for Jerusalem's sake, I will not be still. We have been divided. There is the fear. Evangelicals are all missionaries. We just want to get you all to return to Jerusalem so the apocalypse can come. We need nefesh b'nefesh to have a really good year so Jesus can return. We know all of the stereotypes. Listen. Shh. Listen. Jesus both unites and divides us. For Christians, Jesus is our favorite Jew. For most Jews, he's the cousin that you don't talk about at Pesach, okay? But can I say to us this? In this moment, in this pivotal, urgent moment of history, we have an opportunity not to be divided, but to be unified. Why? Because everyone in this room, Christian and Jew, we are praying for the same thing. We are praying for the coming of Mashiach. May he come soon and quickly and in our day, so we can all.
Who can say he's wrong? You're both waiting for Moshiach. Thank you. The Christians and the rabbis all waiting for Moshiach. Muslims waiting for Jesus to return.
Never stop.
I love the name. Kooky Christian. You see the name? Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you, Kooky Christian. I appreciate the name even more than the $5. You know, I will never stop. He paused for the clap, but there was none. Dude, that's such a good. This guy has some bangers in this.
Yeah, I only watched the
Jesus
first,
is
like,
our
minute of this.
favorite
It's
Jew.
crazy.
And then he says, we're both waiting for Moshiach. Who can deny it? Dude, they're all waiting for Moshiach, too. That's the thing.
Christian and Jew, we are praying for the same thing. We are praying for the coming of Mashiach. May he come soon and quickly and in our day, so we can all sing Ani Manaim. And when Mashiach comes, there will be a great press conference in Jerusalem. The BBC and the New York Times will not be invited.
I knew he was going to say that. Ben Shapiro made the same joke. Chabad was like, you can announce Moshiach to the world, Ben Shapiro. And he's like, you mean I'm not the Moshiach? No, they're going to... CNN and New York Times won't be there. They're so anti-Semitic. Moshiach's a Republican. Might as well just say that, huh? Moshiach's a Republican.
Will be conducting the interview with the Mashiach. And they will say to him this. They will say, sir, is this your first visit or your second?
I
believe his answer will be yes. Because none of us need to be ashamed. None of us need to be embarrassed or wrong. We are together ascending the hill of the Lord. Until Mashiach comes, and I close. Until Mashiach comes, listen, we must unite and we must work. We must become partners. Evangelical Christians, Kanfei Nesharim, Eagles Wings.
Esau's coming home.
Jews, must become partners in the divine will, and we must work as never before because we face the same threat. We face radical Islamic ideology on one hand, and we face radical wokeism, communism on the other hand.
Yo, 50. Thank you, Soothing Sounds.
It's been a long time since I caught a live show.
Glad you're here.
Well, and here is some shekels, goy.
Thank you. Much appreciated, Soothing Sounds. This guy's not soothing. None of these rabbis talking is soothing me much, but thank you so much, Soothing Sounds. Awesome.
And Jews must come.
Moshiach is going to wear a red MAGA hat. Hey, that's right, brother BD. Dude, this is wild. Imagine if they just go, this is the, like 20 years from now, they're just like, this is the Moshiach. Come to the Moshiach press conference. Is that really how they're going to play it out? And the all the Christians and Jews are just be like, it's him, it's Jesus, he's returned.
I mean, I don't think this is like 100%, but I still think there's a chance that it's Kushner that they pick here. It would be the perfect dynasty uniting this like Trumpist, like Esau and Jacob. There would be so much symbolism there.
Yeah. He's doing the peace in the Middle East thing, right?
Yeah,
he's doing the Gaza thing.
Abraham Accords is the Abraham Accords is the Kushner project, okay?
Yeah.
And it could easily, all of the prophecies, I could go through and midrashically like frame them to Kushner very easily, I would say. I'd be able to do that. And as far as like, you know, candidates go, I don't know every single popular person that could be the candidate in Israel, but he just seems to me like the most likely political figure. And then when you hear stuff like the MAGA hat and all this other stuff, when you hear them talk like this, it's almost like they're hinting towards that, right? Where it's like, oh, look, this will be like a coming together. And like, what is a better example of this disgusting machine of Abrahamism coming together than the Trump dynasty merging with the Kushners?
It is Esau and Jacob coming together in the Kushners. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, we will see. Kushner, no doubt, says Lily.
Come partners in the divine will, and we must work as never before because we face the same threat. We face radical Islamic ideology on one hand, and we face radical wokeism, communism on the other hand, and an unholy alliance against Western civilization. Against that unholy alliance, there must be a holy alliance.
Dude, they got Chabad Rabbi Salman behind him, I think is who that is. Rabbi spotted, zoom, enhance, Rabbi spotted. Dude.
Arises of Jews and Christians working together for the betterment of all the human family. It must happen, and it must happen now.
I'm now going to invite CEO of the Jerusalem Post, Inbar Ashkenazi, to give the Shield of David Award to Bishop Stearns.
Shield of David.
Also, remember too about this, that one of the prophecies is that the Mashiach has met the Rebbe, like that he has been face to face with the Rebbe, and there's that photo of Kushner when he's 9 years old getting a dollar bill from the Rebbe, right? So
there's another rabbi. There's another rabbi that says that the Moshiach will visit New York.
Yes,
and he's been to the Rebbe's grave, and he was. Yep.
There's another one too about I can't remember the exact prophecy. It's detailed when the Rebbe talks about like the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and it basically talks about when that will cool off, and that it will be cooled off as the Mashiach starts becoming apparent. Right, is kind of what he's saying. So when people start being like, whispering like, wait, is that what he is? So it's almost like if Kushner, if he's ever involved in like the cooling of the Ukraine war, it would point to this again. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not 100% that it's him, but he's definitely a
he's here.
candidate.
I don't believe he's in Jerusalem. I do believe, however, he's in New York. He's in the United States. And that may sound odd, but the reason for that is that the Mashiach, Messiah, is born and raised in a country that he will ultimately change. I don't know if I want to use the word overthrow because I don't know if that's the proper word, but modify, radically alter and change.
Kushner's going to overthrow.
We find that to be very true.
Dude, there was another one. Remember, there was a rabbi clip I watched that talked about the Messiah visiting Crown Heights, and then I said, Trump's probably going to go to Crown Heights, and then he went there on October 7th a week later. So there's that clip too. I did that
right next to Kushner. Right next to Kushner. Remember
right
the
next
picture
to
of him?
Kushner,
Yeah. So like I said, I think that there's like a non-zero chance, or I mean, I don't know what chance I'd give it, but
that's
who
who's may fit the role. Here's I think I got another couple clips from this J Post conference. Brooke Goldstein
I'm quite
says Tucker Carlson is the Antichrist. Dude, it's just like the meme of everybody pointing at each other. You're the Antichrist. You're satanic. You're the infidel. You're the idol worshiper.
I'm quite concerned because we have witnessed in our lifetime the capture of the Democratic Party, and we've lost them, and they've gone extreme. I wouldn't even call it extreme left. I'd call it extreme radical. And what we're witnessing now is the capture of the conservative right by the very same parties that did it to the left. And I'm talking about Qatar and its allies. And being at AmFest, it was quite clear that there is a split. And the split is based on, frankly, people's age, right? Everyone over 30 was booing Tucker Carlson, was booing Megyn Kelly and Steve Bannon coming on. Everybody under 30, on the other hand, were cheering them, and it was frightening. And what they're doing is basically twisting Christian theology, bringing back replacement theology in modern day political dialogue, calling Jews, calling Ben Shapiro a genius who had the courage to go on stage and say the truth. An Israel firster? That's Jew hatred. Saying that Israel drags America into forever wars, that's ignorance. Saying that God breaks his covenant, that God is no longer with the Jewish people and Israel is just some secular
is blasphemy.
That doesn't deserve our support.
You're Amalek.
That's blasphemy.
I called it.
Tucker Carlson
it's blasphemy to say the Jews. And the punishment for blasphemy?
Oh, I'm muted. Death.
Capital punishment.
Yeah.
Dude, it's blasphemy to say the Jews don't have a covenant.
And Israel is just some secular state that doesn't deserve our support. That's blasphemy. What Tucker Carlson represents right now is the Antichrist.
Okay, so Esau, Edom, Armalists, Antichrist in Judaism, the anti-Semitic E-Crusaders in the West, that's who you're being framed as. You're the Antichrist. And then they go, no, you are. When we're fighting over who the Moshiach is and who's the anti-Moshiach, we've been sucked into a Jewish game where we've already lost. Why is it so hard for people to understand? This is the Moshiach paradigm, Moshiach wars. That's what this is not like Chabad Lubavitch conference. This is Jerusalem Post with the Chabad rabbis on the screen.
I just looked this up because I was curious. When's the last time Kushner went and visited Russia? When do you think it was? I totally missed this. I don't remember this. Late 2025, he was involved with meetings directly with Vladimir Putin in Moscow, proposing peace deals in Ukraine. So he's fulfilled.
Yeah, he's doing that too.
He literally has fulfilled. That's what I'm saying. The part of the Rebbe's prophecy about the Ukraine invasion is that the Mashiach will cool it and stop it. Now, I don't know necessarily. Like, we'll see how this goes. These peace dealings go, but I mean, he's literally the one involved with that. Like I said, I think that's who they're going to pick. That's their guy. But we'll see. It could be many.
He's definitely a front runner. He's definitely in the front running right now, I would say. So here's Kestenbaum now also at this conference. Dude, he is busy. He is just everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is.
He really is the top Shabbos of Hasbara e-celebs. Okay, let's see.
Holocaust Museum. Stop sending them to Asia. You will never be able to defeat racism because racism is a mentality and an ideology, right? You can't dictate your way out of how people think. What you can do is you can tell a bus driver in the 21st century that if you tell a black guy to go to the back of the bus, we will haul your ass to jail that night. Yet for whatever reason, when it comes to anti-Semitism, when someone commits an anti-Semitic act, we don't send them to jail. Instead, we get the ADL to say, let's bring them to a Holocaust museum, which A, gives them pretty bad ideas, and B, doesn't solve anything about the fundamental issue that they violated the law. So the
gives them bad ideas. That's funny.
The way we solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple, and I'm really besides myself that we don't push for this with all the major Jewish organizations. When someone commits a crime, stop sending them on El Al flights. That will make them more anti-Semitic, I guarantee it. Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated. I don't care if people think that
what is he talking about? Anti-Semitic crimes. If somebody does a crime, anti-Semitic or not, then they go to jail. What is he talking about? Just criticism is an anti-Semitic crime? And he's like, why are all the Jewish organizations not pushing to like lock up anti-Semites? Or is he talking about like criminals that commit a crime? Because they already put criminals that do crimes in jail.
I think he wants both. I think that a lot of these guys, I think, you know what he is? He's like the Shmuley up and comer. He's like learning the art of the Shmuley. He like makes more anti-Semitism than any right-wing like Twitter account. This guy is just like a young Shmuley, and he's like anchoring a position that's so radical and so ridiculous that there are some Jews who buy into it, but that I don't think is his primary thing. His primary purpose is this like, he like drums up anti-Semitism in a way that is only matched by like someone like Shmuley. It's kind of crazy. I don't know.
You think that's what it is then? It's
it's
not chutzpah, it's intentional antagonizing.
I mean, some of the things he says are insane. I mean, he said, what did he say? Like U.S. citizens who are anti-Semitic on campus like should have their citizenship stripped away. I believe that was him that he said that. So he literally like, I have my views on immigration and how we deal with that, like the demographic situation. But stripping people of citizenship is not a very popular idea, as I guess the way I would put that. Like that's a very extreme position for most people, like most normal people or normies, that they would not even like contemplate that as like acceptable. So like the fact that he goes up, I think it was what he said at the Republican convention was that. So the fact that he went up and said that, in my view, is like he's like trying to anchor the position very far out in the Overton window intentionally to piss anti-Semites off, but also it's like a signal to other Jews on like, oh, your position can be even more extreme type of thing.
No, they really want to have inciting hatred, racial hatred laws like they have in the rest of Europe, where you say anything critical of Jews or Israel or Zionism or Judaism and you go to jail.
100%.
That is what a lot of them want, and that's what he's openly saying now. All the big Jewish orgs should push to. They have already been pushing to criminalize it. By the way, it's not like haven't been doing that already. They have, especially World Jewish Congress and Ronald Lauder. We got clip after clip of him saying criminalize it. They're at the UN calling to criminalize anti-Semitism. And they're probably going to get away with it because of these Synagogue of Satan e-crusaders going and burning down synagogues.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be a lot more of that. But the other thing too is these guys are like when they're coming in and they're doing all of the like low IQ anti-Semitism or all this stuff. Mm-hmm. It absolutely just justifies and fuels this narrative in a way that the left and the right are just going to jack up on basically anyone who's quote unquote anti-Semitic. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Because they do want everyone that's even remotely critical of Israel to go to jail. And like, and another thing too, is all this stuff that we understand is like, anytime you speak out against anything that's like Judaism, that they want that to be labeled as anti-Semitism. Mm-hmm. Everyone needs to understand that is going to like that concept, that authority, like that whole like legalistic principle of theirs of what is an anti-Semitism is going to go to the Mashiach, whoever that is. Whoever that they pick, if you criticize Kushner, for the example we've been using the whole time, if you criticize Kushner, that means go to jail. That means death. Because that, in their understanding, that is like the will of God or whatever, right? So all of this stuff that that you talk about, I talk about, it's going to be transferred like directly to that political figure. And they do think that he's coming in our lifetime, whoever that may be.
Yeah, no, that's clear. You see lots of Jews. They're all saying they think they're in the time of the redemption, and Moshiach is imminent.
Right, so they're gonna anoint a political leader with this like inability to criticize them. That's what they want. They want you to, if you criticize this political real world leader, whoever that may end up being, they want you to go to jail. Like that's the context of all this.
Yeah.
We solve anti-Semitism is pretty goddamn simple, and I'm really besides myself that we don't push for this with all the major Jewish organizations. When someone commits a crime, stop sending them on El Al flights. That will make them more anti-Semitic, I guarantee it. Send their ass to jail. It's not complicated. I don't care if people think that.
This doesn't make any sense. Like, if somebody does a hate crime and attacks a Jew or something violently, they're not putting them on an airplane to Israel to go visit a Holocaust museum. They are going to jail. So he isn't talking about...
Titled Trump converts MAGA to MEGA as America gets involved in another regime change war at 2:52 and 48 seconds.
You got on Owen's show last night to talk. Okay, send me the link. Tag me on the link. I'll watch it.
We have horns. I don't care if people think we control the banks. I don't care if people think that we... I don't care if people think that we have horns. I don't care if people...
See how they conflate like the low IQ satanic tropes type of things with like the actual power that they have?
Oh, yeah.
Horns. Horns. Or we have any control, or we have lobbies, right?
Yeah, they're merging the superstition with like the legitimate stuff while linking it to like literally terrorism that's already like maximally illegal.
Think we control the banks. I don't care if people think that we run Hollywood. I don't have them think what they want. What I care is when they throw rocks through the synagogue. And the only response when people throw rocks through a synagogue is prosecuting them, which is why when Claudine Gay, the serial plagiarist at Harvard University...
Since when are they not prosecuting people that throw rocks through synagogues? Did somebody throw a rock through a synagogue and then get invited to a Holocaust museum in Israel? Like, what the fuck is he talking about here?
Yeah, he's conflating like multiple different types of like categories, right?
Yeah, he's like making shit up.
...was discriminating
against
it's funny,
civil rights. Right there, he just mentioned the Claudine Gay thing. That's how this guy got famous, right? He's like the anti-Chris Burnett, right? Where he's like that story that Chris ran, he's still using it for his Zionist purposes, which is why when Chris goes up and asks him the Amalek question, it's like there's gonna be like a personal beef that probably goes on for years. We're gonna all get old watching Chris versus Shabbos Kestenbaum here.
Yeah, maybe.
Funny. Because he's just constantly referring back to that, like misusing, like that's kind of what red pilled Chris, right? Is like that, breaking that story and seeing how these people reacted and how they used it to help their Zionism. That's kind of what red pilled him. It's just funny to see like this guy he uses it. He talks about this, the Claudine Gay thing, every single clip I've ever seen him, every single one. He must bring it up 20 times a day. Like absolutely.
Well, was she at Harvard?
Yeah, she was like the president of Harvard that was like caught for plagiarism
he wanted to sue Harvard for anti-Semitism. So that's kind of his shtick. That's his spiel. All right.
Jewish students, we filed a lawsuit. We took the law into our hands. And I encourage any student, whether you are Jewish or Christian, anytime your civil rights are being violated, hold your universities accountable. For those of us who live in New York, anytime Mamdani violates the law or Students for Justice in Palestine violate the law, stop sending them to Holocaust museums, stop sending them to ADL dinners, send them to jail instead.
Iqbal, before we move on,
thank you,
dude.
Before we move,
huge. The crowd loves it. Send them to jail. Send the guy to jail. Yeah, to huge applause. Wow.
Yeah, I bet you. I wonder. Wait, is he married? I bet you he cleans up at those. He's probably.
Shabbos.
There. Yeah.
You think he's a lady killer, huh? I think
probably men. Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
men.
Why not? Why not both?
Okay, now let's hear the latest from
Great Britain.
Oh, my favorite.
Pompeo and Huckabee are always competing to who can be like the biggest Shabbos guy.
But I'm concerned about what seems to be taking place in some of the chattering classes within the party, to name individuals such as Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, influencers online. They have taken a view on Israel and the Jewish people that I, as someone from the land of the BBC, never encountered during my upbringing in once Great Britain.
Dude, we're so cooked when it's fucking all of Jewish Power versus Tucker Carlson and Candace. We've lost.
And I would like to know just a couple of points about that. Number one, how well positioned do you feel that the Republican Party is to stamp out this tendency? I can assure you the vast majority of people in this room are very uneasy about it.
Yeah.
And the second question that I'd like to ask is, what is the future of the Republican Party in your estimations on the subject of Israel and the American Jewish community? And perhaps an illusion.
Yeah, two good questions. I'm worried about it too. Because you can see it, and it's different from when I came to Congress. And I was elected in 2010, began my service in Congress in January 2011. You would have heard none of this. And maybe that overstates it. There's always been a little pocket, right? There's a history of isolationism, which often goes hand in hand. It would be the same handful of characters. So I am worried about it because it's gained traction. It's gained traction I'm most disconcertingly among young people. So the folks who served alongside me, who are now 10, 12, 14, 16 years into the time in Congress, I don't think you'd find any of them who'd have views that are at all different than the views that they held 10, 15, 20 years ago. Radically pro-Israel, understanding the deep relationship with the United States and Israel matters to the American people. No difference. What you see is folks like Tucker Carlson have grabbed a hold of in their podcasts too many people that hold a conservative understanding, a conservative conception of America. And so I'm worried about it. Having said that, it's also still small. It gets a lot of play. It gets a lot of noise. They are loud. But you see this in actual votes. You see this in actual delivery of outcomes. You can see that it is a very small minority. My worry is that it will catch fire, that these embers will grow into something that is bigger. And that's the responsibility of folks like myself and others who understand that this is both dangerous and evil, and a fundamental misconception of American security, to think that somehow there can be any better friend, any other ally than the nation of Israel. And so it runs parallel. Anti-Zionism, anti-Semitism run in parallel. And we need to speak, as was said earlier, we need to speak with absolute moral clarity that this is unacceptable inside of our own party, and call these individuals out whenever they say something that is disconnected from what we know to be fundamental and true and moral.
What, that Jews are God's chosen people?
It does.
You're cursed unless you bless them?
It seems to me, though, that the Republican Party is going to have a little bit of a fight with itself with regard to its own identity. There seems to be an isolationist wing that's emerging, and then there's a more outward-facing wing. How do you see that going with regard to Israel?
Yeah, no, it's very real. This I separate this between this and the issues with this isolationism, or this idea of somehow America alone can work as a security matter for America. I'm perfectly happy to defend what President Trump portends as America first. I consider the work that I did for 4 years as his Secretary of State.
What did you say? What Trump pretends is America first? That's what I heard. Hold on.
Yeah, rewind that. I didn't catch that.
America first. I can defend what President Trump portends as America first.
Portends.
I consider the work that I did for 4 years as his Secretary of State and CIA Director to have fundamentally put America first. But any conception that we can do that without friends, partners, and allies,
portend doesn't make sense.
Diplomatically or militarily, is just foolish.
Portend is a word, but it's like it means a sign or a warning, so it wouldn't have made sense there. He said pretend. He's like, yeah, we're just pretending to be America first. That's what my brain heard. That's the story I'm sticking with. Okay, hold on. I think before the Scott Adams thing. Oh, here's one more. Yeah, let's do this.
7th in the same way. That's true in Israel, and in the next generation of young people won't remember October 7th in the same way. That's true in Israel and in America and broadly in the world. And we need to make sure two things. One, it's not that we don't forget. We need to make sure that the story is told properly, so that when the history books write this, they don't write about the victims of Gaza, right? They can't. The history. And it's
this is how the history books. This is an inside look how the history books have been written.
they can't the history.
The Jews are always the good guys and always the victims.
I should be a little more precise. There were victims in Gaza.
Oh, thank you.
It's true. There are civilian casualties in every war that's ever been fought, but the victims were the people of the nation-state of Israel.
Ultimate
the
victims.
aggressor was the Iranian
God's chosen
regime
victims
in the proxy of Hamas, and we need to make sure that the history books reflect that, and that requires each of us every day to talk about it in real time with our children, with our grandchildren, about it in a way that is serious and thoughtful and complete and moral. The next generation of young people won't remember October 7th in the same way. That's true in Israel and in
All right,
America.
we're going to play this YouTube video of Owen. Thank you, Maxed Out. Miami makeout, not
$5 on Rumble. 2026 is the year the pressure tips the lid. Whether it's Night Watch, Iran, or open discussion around Noahide laws, things seem to be high stakes and escalated now.
It's all coming to a head, a boiling point. Yeah, the IHRA definition and the hate speech laws will protect the Moshiach. Maybe be enacted, enforced by the Moshiach. Okay, Shahin, let's see this. Shahin, PA. Where's the?
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't nothing gonna hold me back.
Is this you?
Yeah.
Well,
there's a couple of. I get so overwhelmed now. It's like I have to.
He might be the next.
I have
clip.
to find a way to focus on the show every day
Shaheen.
without getting distracted. But yeah, there's a bunch of videos. Some of them are hit pieces. Some of them are funny. So I'm not sure. It sounds like you're talking about the.
Okay, you're the next
Baker
one. You
that's
said
like
252.
making fun of Bongino.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, I've like now my new career is trying to get blocked by Dan Bongino. I'm trying really hard. He hasn't blocked me yet.
Well, we're a little suspicious. Actually, we're a little suspicious of you now. You might be a Fed. So we're going to have to get that taken care of. That's a little suspicious there, Sam. Okay? Go ahead and get that taken care of for us. All right? Thank you.
This is what trolls do online. They attack you until you block them, and then they try to claim victory. Here you are.
Shaheen, I was just calling to ask if you'd try to get Adam Green on the show from No More News. I just think it's really important because, you got the Federal Reserve 1913 set up by the Rothschilds. You got Israel set up by the Rothschilds after World War II. It's all connected to Israel. I mean, all this timeline. Even Trump was bailed out by the Rothschilds at one point in his life. So
yeah, and apparently the Rothschilds were introducing people to Epstein. The Rothschilds are supporting Trump's regime change wars.
Sure, but where's the intuition of you guys actually seeing that beforehand, before putting all your support behind Trump? You and Alex,
Yeah.
right? For 10 years, you guys were
who did?
I mean, there's some history that we don't know about World War II where you've got the pagans against the religious world order, which is this Jesuit order, the Zionists, right? The Zionists
Jesuit order.
set this thing up like a cult, almost like it's narcissistic personality disorder.
Bro, did you just say that they were against the Jesuit order?
They created this belief system to be able to take over the world. And the way that things are going, where you see them setting up these protests and going into countries and taking them over, I mean, they're in a psychological position to where they're okay with doing these things, right? They've been traumatized, they're traumatizing, and I think this has a lot to do with psychology, and it's something that you should look into. And I wouldn't even believe their belief systems, right? When Christians and Muslims, they pray to God, it's an Abrahamic God, right? It's all set up and created by these people in power, the Jews. Not that all Jews are behind it, but it's something to think about. And I think Adam Green has been someone who's been covering that for a long time. And he's got a book that's just coming out this week.
Oh, nice.
And I know you've been on his show and you guys have shared a lot of info, but you only give him like 45 minutes, man. This is like something that needs to be covered for hours.
Give me like 3 hours, Owen, on your show. Come on.
You're waking up to what's really happening, which is what Adam's been talking about for a long time. And what I've been talking about at my website, dprogram.net, the letter D, the word program.net. I've been covering this stuff for 20 years. I called into Alex Jones' show way back in the day. And it's just really ridiculous that you guys were supporting Trump this whole time while he's been setting this whole thing up and winning all these awards for Israel. He's like the greatest president for Israel. You have the JFK assassination. You have the attack on the USS Liberty. You've got AIPAC controlling both sides of the government. You've got all this history that you guys just totally decided to reject. And then you've been distracting us with your shows. about other things. And every time
You've
someone
been
calls
distracting
to talk
us
about
with your
Israel, you guys are
shows.
just apologizing for them.
Owen's face now.
Apologizing for them for 10 years, and now they're setting up this control system that we're all having to deal with right now. Right now, you're finally turning. It's only been, what, 6 months since you left InfoWars?
No,
right?
it's been a little. 6 months since he left InfoWars.
Less,
right? Okay. Well, I mean, you should have been turned a long time ago, man.
Turned.
You've seen all these signs about Trump.
Turned to the green pill, Owen.
Way back in the day. I mean, you having Roger Stone on your show, Laura Loomer. You've had Webster Tarpley, Wayne Madsen. You lose Michael Rivera, who's talking about this stuff. You lose Gerald Celente, who says he can't come on the show anymore because his stance on Israel.
I don't believe that.
Who else do you guys have?
Well, you're not now.
now
Okay, look. Now you're talking about InfoWars. I don't work there anymore. Okay, so now you're just talking about stuff that I have nothing to do with. Look, I don't care about. You can call in and criticize me. That's fine. I just let you talk. But then you say that I don't cover AIPAC and I'm an Israel apologist, and I just start to wonder where you're getting that from. So I don't mind the criticism.
Well, he didn't say that.
Saying,
he didn't call him an Israel apologist.
Trump, right, a big role in putting him there, and so if you want to call me out for that, I have no problem. You can call in and say that.
Yeah.
But then you say I am an Israel apologist, and I don't cover AIPAC controlling both sides, and then I just wonder, well, what is giving you
guys
that
attacking him is going to make him not want to bring me on the show, though. By the way,
and then you start talking about stuff going on at InfoWars. I don't work there anymore, so I just don't know. So I don't mind the criticism, and you can call in and voice your opinion. I don't hang up on you, so I don't know why you make these claims. But thank you for the call. All right, let's take one more caller before we sign off.
Okay.
A couple more super chats.
Does he say here he's going to have me on or not? No.
Owl Killer, Virginia.
Owl Killer, go ahead.
All right. Well, we'll see. I got no DM.
Again, I see the Drudge Report up in the back.
But thank you for trying. I do appreciate that. We'll see. Maybe it will work. He totally minds the criticism. No, it's a good point. Like you're critical of Jews and Zionism a lot recently, but you were shilling for Trump and ignoring all the people that were talking about it 10 years ago. That is valid. That is valid.
Yeah, well, it's valid specifically, just the reason that's valid, just to point this out, is because we're also now making other predictions and saying other things that are different from these guys. And that divergence, they don't have an answer for that. And they need to get over to where we're at here and understanding this and talking about this and spreading the word on this. With your book coming out and all this, all these other things, this kind of does need to be the topic of 2026. And these guys need to get on board. And they're not, they're basically saying oh yeah, you guys were right, while not, paying their dues and saying okay, what else are you?
Yeah, but we're wrong about Jesus and the whole religious paradigm, though. We were right about all the rest of the stuff the last 10 years, the Israel and the Trump stuff. But
which
we're
is a break
sure
in logic, because the reason we're saying this about Trump is because of the religious perspective, right? It's like a prerequisite for it, right? So now that they're coming to our conclusions without that prerequisite acceptance, so they don't have the proper lens to see the world still. The caller said, you did all these distractions, you had this person on and this person on. How can Owen how should we trust Owen's discernment on who he should have on or not on his show if he's unable to understand what we're talking about there and why it is, why you shouldn't be supporting Loomer or some of these Christian Zionist types. Yeah,
exactly. RFK on Trump's diet. I want to see this one too. Oh, and good job. Thank you, Shaheen. I appreciate that. And he said he would have me on. Awesome. What's the site? dprogram.net is Shaheen's site. All right, dude. Thanks for doing that. But guys, if you're going to calling into shows or super chatting into shows or on Twitter, just don't attack people. If you attack them, they're going to want nothing. They're going to hate me. They're going to be mad at me if you attack them. All right. So if trying to get me on the show, you got to be nice. You can be critical and call out a little bit, but also be nice. But good job.
Who has the most unhinged eating habits?
The president.
This is such a funny clip.
The interesting thing about the president is that he eats really bad food, which is McDonald's, and then, candy and Diet Coke. But he drinks the Diet Coke all times. He has the constitution of a deity. I don't know how he's alive, but he is. And he's at Mar-a-Lago. He says that the only time that he eats the junk food is when he's on the road, and he wants to eat food from big corporations because he trusts it. He doesn't want to get sick when he's on the road. But when he's at Mar-a-Lago or at the White House, he's eating really good food. So I think you get this, if you travel with him, you get this idea that he's just pumping himself full of poison all day long, and you don't know how he's walking around, much less being the most energetic person, any of us have ever met.
Okay. Hold on. Did you say Shaheen's telling me Owen did say he was going to have me on? I'll find that in a second. But also, we knew this was coming, and it finally happened. Scott Adams dead at 68. He had pancreatic cancer, I think. And on his deathbed, he did a deathbed conversion to Jesus. Pascal's wager, end of life conversion to placate his Christian friends, apparently. And what's funny, though, is that he thought he was going to make the Christians happy. He's throwing them a bone, and all these Christians are seething because they're like, no, you have to believe. You can't say you don't believe and you're just trying to hedge your bets and trick God to get into heaven. That's not the way it works. So they're all mad. But also, I wonder if this is true. I saw the haters saying it, but they're saying that he got cancer and he tried to heal it with ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, instead of just going and get it regularly treated, his cancer.
He thinks that he thinks that the cancer was caused by he believes that he was vax injured, is what I think.
Yeah,
it is,
he got
right?
vaxxed too, right?
That pendulum swung him the opposite direction, I think, is what happened, where he tried to do some of that
Garrett
stuff.
sent $10 best book cover equals Jesus with a finger over his lips.
Garrett, I saw your message and I tried a few of those actually, and it didn't look as good as the cross, to be honest. It didn't work as well. I tried a few of those, though. But I appreciate the suggestion. You got to go with the standard cross, I think. Stylized cross. So, yeah. Everybody's also saying, oh, well, he got vaxxed and he promoted everybody get vaxxed. So that's what caused it also. I don't know. I think... Isn't pancreatic cancer really
I will say this, to kind of give a bone to Christianity or whatever, just religion in general. I do think that that's a common occurrence, that the older you get, the closer to death and that you get, the more likely people are to have these types of things happen to them, just because of the fear of death. And there does have to be. Go ahead.
Thank you, buddy.
Good luck with the book release. Try to get some reviews up as soon as you can from the release on Amazon. Hopefully everyone buys on release day to boost the book and the algorithm.
That's what I'm trying to do, is get everybody to buy it on the day. At least the first few days.
$5 on Rumble. We need a new term for these hokey religions. I call it hokium.
Hokium? Copium works, I think, also.
But,
so...
what I was saying is, we as people who are critical of religion or secularists or whatever however you would describe us, we have to at least admit that that's a thing, and we can't just ignore that as an occurrence. Just because you or I, it might not be something that we ever do or something that we ever happens to us. Where the older we get, we just become Christian because you get so close to death. But it is an issue or a problem that secularism needs to work out if it's going to work. You understand what I'm saying? It is we can't just ignore that problem that the older people get. They the closer they get to death, the more they think about death, the more likely they are to kind of cling to a superstition. So how do we kind of combat that? How do we resist that? Because it's just that's naturally going to happen, right? Almost with everybody.
Yeah, I don't. He's seemed like a smart guy, right? Somewhat of a smart guy. To fall for Pascal's wager, to go, yeah, Pascal's wager convinced me, is kind of crazy, I think, because it's
cheers.
Yeah, it's known around rational people that it's a really bad argument, It's like you're trying to trick God. Even the Christians are upset with it. It's like, no, you have to really believe. You can't just say that, like, maybe it's real, so you want to go to heaven. Like, that's not the way it works.
Right. I mean, it's ridiculous to you and I agree. It's totally ridiculous. It's totally stupid. It's not rational. There's so many problems with it. But I just like the idea, the concept of like the older a person gets, the more that they're thinking about that in their head, the more likely they are, to just be like this. So like, all I'm saying is that we have to have some sort of answer, and it can't just be like, suck it up, bitch. Like as much as I sympathize with that position, there has to be something else that we provide there, or some sort of other.
So you want to provide something even if we know it's not true, or we don't really know it's true?
It just has to alleviate it has to alleviate that situation, is what I would say, right? Like if people are happy with their lives and they have like a big family and they feel like they're going to be like passing on like they're like panning off a baton. I feel like to the next generation, I feel like that feeling isn't as bad. You know what I'm saying? So
sure, no, I get it. It's appealing. That's why there's a lot of old people in church. One reason, I think.
There's a lot of ways you can deal with that problem that's not necessarily by saying like, oh, you have to believe in a heaven. That's what I'm saying, really. We have to like think of creative ways to deal with that problem. That's not just like, suck it up, bitch. Because that is kind of like most of our answers.
I think you could just better prepare society with like the reality of death instead of relying on it's okay, well, you go to heaven. Like there's no greater delusion than so many people thinking that you have to believe in magical Jewish fairy tales and of like Jewish prophecies and worship the sacrifice of the King of the Jews. Otherwise, you burn in hell. But if you do believe it, then you get to live eternally in happiness with all of your loved ones. Like it's such a con, and he's basically advancing that con, which is annoying to see. They're calling it Dilbert's wager now. Pascal's wager. I remember early on, I actually listened to his audiobook, one of his books. I think it was on persuasion, real early on. When I first got Audible years ago, that's one of the first books I listened to was his book. And I remember it being sort of good. I might have to go back and check it out. Also, everybody's commenting that, like, this is his first wife now who was, like, by his side in his last days and now reading his death final message and stuff. But he had divorced her and remarried some young, hot Instagram model who, like, as soon as he got sick, just, like, bounced on him and then swoops in the old wife to talk about. And the Christians are just parading this around, trying to take such a victory lap, act like it's such a W, like, oh, the right-wing influencer believed in Jesus at the last minute. So they're trying to celebrate. They're also there's a lot of Christians seething mad. I don't even want to play her talking about it. It's sad. His passing, like a public dying of cancer by a figure I've known for a long time, it's got me thinking a lot about myself and cancer and kids and dying, just seeing it. But it doesn't make me want to, none of it makes me want to say, oh, well, maybe Jesus is real. If I say that, can I get into heaven? Not even close. What's also disgusting is this People article that covered it. They say Scott Adams, disgraced Dilbert creator, dies at 68. He's like a run-of-the-mill conservative Republican. He said some comment. He talked about some poll of blacks being anti-white, and he goes, I guess you should just stay away from them if they're going to hate white people, and there's these high statistical rates of attacks. Maybe just stay away from them. Like that's such a crazy racist thing to say. Stay out of the bad ghetto neighborhoods, right? White guy. Otherwise, you might get hurt. Stay out of the hood.
What's ridiculous?
But they're like, oh, he's disgraced. Yeah.
The left's entire premise on like the way the economy has worked since the civil rights era is based on the concept of white flight. Like, shut up. Like, what are you talking? Like, he's just saying the what they explicitly think that is happening all the time. They think that this is like some intentional conspiracy among white people to just flee. Like, that's what the far left thinks, that white people are trying to flee these areas to intentionally like hurt non-white people. Like, that's how they think about this. So then he says basically like, yeah, just like that, like says that out loud, and they all freak out and pearl clutch over it. It's so pathetic. I hate the way they act. They act like Christians, the left, when they do that stuff.
They should have called him canceled Dilbert creator. That would have been better.
Rasp.
Oh,
Miami make 30 ut sent $10 on Rumble. Blessing of thunder to all. Wishing everyone good health and fortune. May the old gods reign. Have a good day, everyone.
Isn't thunder and lightning so cool now that I think about it? I wish I had more lightning and thunderstorms. I love them. It's rare in Southern California, but they're awesome. So the woman, too, Victoria Edel, of course, this is what the woman looks like that would say something like that would write a headline like that. 5 o'clock shadow, wildebeest woman. Looks like a man. Calling him disgraced. They took it down, too, by the way. Dude, look at that. Who was it? Remember when that hot blonde French girl died? The actress recently? And she said some racist stuff, right?
Yeah.
That they were all of a bunch of women like this were all attacking her with headlines, calling her racist and attacking her too, right?
Well, you got to remember what this is too. Is this has always been kind of like an angle, like an avenue of attack. Is that they know that people, understand what's going on. This is basically like a signal, like a bat signal to all the people saying, like, if you say something racist, this will be how you are remembered. And like the way you are remembered is like one of the that's like a primary driver of what people like, what motivates people to like wake up and what gets them moving every day. And so what this is doing is it's like casting this shadow over all of like white people specifically, showing them like, hey, if you're racist, like this is how you'll be remembered. Like that's the purpose of this. It's it's obviously like personal beef with some of these people, but that's really what it is.
Fire and Ice sent $5. My brother in white, how are you still in California when the Midwest exists? Come home to the land of the blonde, the land of the Nor.
Is that true? The Midwest is the land of the Nord? Never thought of that. Dude, would I rather live in the Midwest or Southern California? I'm pretty sure Southern California. Sorry, this is my home, bro. If I'm going anywhere, it's making Aliyah to the Northwest Europe. All right, but appreciate that. Maybe one day I'll have to make it out of commie for you. Yeah, the Midwest sucks. That's what I thought. All right, hold on. Let's do a little Greenland before we get to the synagogue attack. The synagogue of Satan paid the toll thanks to the E-Crusader that's ruined his life. Now he's going to spend 20 years behind bars. Denmark and Greenland meeting with with Rubio in the White House or at the White House.
Greenland, sir, the premier of Greenland said today, we prefer to stay with Denmark. Do you see that as the final
said
word?
That?
The premier of Greenland.
Well, that's their problem. That's their problem. I disagree with them. I don't know who he is. Don't know anything about him. But that's going to be a big problem for him.
Do you want to see democracy?
On Greenland, sir, the premier.
Yeah, highest percentage of Scandinavians is North Dakota, huh? Isn't North Dakota like the least populated state in the country? Or like Wyoming, North Dakota, something like that? All right. Let me make sure. Oh, I wanted to cover this too. We were talking about the make anti-Semitism illegal stuff and the other clips. Trump in an interview to anti-Semites says, "You're not welcome in MAGA." And then they show a picture of Nick, although I don't think he mentioned Nick. But he is the stand-in, he is the figurehead for Christian anti-Semitism in Edom. That's for sure. Okay. So, you there, Amalek? What do you think about this synagogue attack, this kid? We're going to show him in a second here. The 20-year-old community college baseball player burns down a synagogue.
I mean, the synagogue of Satan stuff, and he's obviously like an E-Crusader. He had a Twitter account, and I think he must have had some sort of Anon Twitter account, because I didn't see it was that crazy on the public one with all the baseball stuff. So he must have had some sort of Anon soccer account or something like that. I mean,
well, you wouldn't if you're trying to get baseball scholarships and it's your baseball
Shaheen
main
Pa
account.
sent $5.
Shaheen,
bro, Don't you think it's what's outside is what's inside, what's inside is what's outside? Simultaneously and infinitely. What we eat becomes our bodies equally. Evolution is the truth to life.
You are what you eat in evolution. Yeah, bro, of course. That's so random, Shaheen. Okay, look, he said this. Owen says he's having me on here. Let's see this.
Them. But it does hold over the super chats on YouTube. So give us a follow, give us a subscribe on YouTube, the Owen Report on YouTube. And we do read the super chats at the end of every show from YouTube. And so that's how we go about that. Tay from Florida, nice coffee maker. You noticed, I shot the video in my kitchen last night. You saw my coffee maker in the background. That's where I make my blackout coffee. You know that. That's where the blackout coffee gets made.
Waste of time.
Program TV. Can we get Adam Green on the show? This is a waste of time. We're dealing with a psychological disorder of NPD and psychopathy in high places.
All right, so this is earlier in the show. So you already sent a message saying he's a waste of time and to have me on the show, and then you called in and brought me up again and attacked him. Guys, if you attack people, that's going to make him never have me on the show.
We can have a collab with Adam Green. As I said, I just don't like doing guests on the show as much when it's kind of like open conversation, but we can do it. We can get Adam on. We'll respect your request. We've talked to Adam before. So we'll see if we can't make a collab happen.
Cool.
From Jennifer.
That seems sincere to me. Okay. Good job. But just remember, be nice, guys. Appreciate it, Shaheen. Truth is a gift, he says. Yeah, appreciate that, but got to be nice. All right. Green pill is inevitable. Suspect lit a fire. So I think they said he used an axe. He broke a window, poured in gasoline, lit it on fire. Nobody was hurt. Says he did it because they were the synagogue of Satan and that has Jewish ties. Isn't that a random thing to say about a synagogue? Like, clearly a synagogue has Jewish ties. It's not ties, it just is Jewish. It's like I think there's something going on with the synagogues and these Jews. Right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
Like there's non-Jewish ties synagogues or something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Here he is. What's so funny, of course, the internet, they're all saying, hello, what is it? What you doing, Rabbi? They're saying he looks Jewish because of his nose. He definitely has a unibrow, and I don't know. He doesn't look Jewish to me, but it's funny. Of course, the internet is saying that. So 20-year-old writing that Pittman allegedly sent text messages to his father from the synagogue, writing that there was a furnace in the back of the building, that he had removed his license plate from his vehicle, and that his hoodie is on, according to the affidavit. So this is what's super annoying about this. It's like, how dumb do you have to be that burning down synagogues is going to play into Jewish victimhood and get them more Homeland Security funding than they already get and justify more hate speech laws and censorship online? Do you think this is like a win for the Christ Crusaders to do this? Look at the damage.
Yeah, the only way to deal with this problem is through like the legitimacy of the state. You can't do this stuff as like vigilantism. It completely it actually just totally helps like their cause, and it is in no way helpful.
Yeah.
The only way
doing acts of terrorism, you have to beat them like ideologically, not acts of random terrorism, taking, like a vigilante taking justice into your own hands. Now you're just a headline of a radical terrorist anti-Semite that's kvetching about synagogue of Satan. He is a Christian for sure. And also, pretty recently I saw there was a big popular post on X where it was quoting from Martin Luther that called to burn down synagogues. And and then, of course, a guy goes out here and does it. Not the accounts that post this shit online, but one of the followers decides to go do it and hand the Jews a big W and make their opposition look like terrorists.
Well, it makes it so that they automatically reach for that IHRI, definition of anti-Semitism, right? It's basically like they're reaching for that, and they're going to like affirm all that stuff when this kind of thing happens.
Yeah, now you're just an example in the media. You're a headline. You're a statistic for the ADL. You're a talking point for the news to use about this threat of anti-Semitism and the dangerous, terroristic Christian anti-Semitism, the synagogue of Satan. Because if you believe something is literal satanic and children of the devil, it'd be immoral not to go attack it, right? This is what it does to people. And then how is this going to play out? Is the synagogue of Satan going to fall now? No, they're going to be empowered even more. So another Christian L's all around for the Christians here.
What's funny about that synagogue, or interesting, I guess, is that's the synagogue that Justin Sledge grew up in. He made a post about it on YouTube. I saw that's like the place that he's gone forever or whatever.
Yeah. You need legitimate criticism of all of these books, not burning their books. And kvetching about, it says something about Jesus is not legitimate criticism. And also, burning all these books, but being a Christian and believing the Bible, a little counterintuitive. Christian anti-Semitism sent that kid into a spiritual psychosis. You're right. Well put, Jack Stone. Very true. This is his account. Spencer Pittman hitting bombs. I wonder if he was a groiper. I wonder who his favorite influencers were. I wonder if it'll come out. It'll probably come out in a trial.
And look at him; he's like quoting Matthew and stuff like that. He was it's part of this whole thing. Well, they're going to blame it on like Tucker and Candace because they want to keep the spotlight on those people as much as they can. I don't actually, I think they actually intentionally don't blame Nick for this stuff these days.
It'll be Candace or Tucker. They're doing that too, for sure. Those are the bigger names. They'd rather bring attention to them than Nick, in all honesty. Yeah, you're right. Good point too. This is the Christ cuck brain, all right? Yeah, you're really owning the Jews when you're quoting Jewish scripture that talks about the footstool, how the nations are going to be the footstool of the Jewish king in Jerusalem. Huge W, bro. Great job.
Yeah, like this is the kind of guy that would like show up in the spaces or whatever that we would that we're trying to like deconvert out of this. And like the groiper that I had from the synagogue, that one groiper account we had come in that was like the synagogue of Satan account, who we deconverted. Like it is actually something. This does make me think like we have to do that in a massive way where we're kind of like fighting back against this, because there's going to be a lot of this, and it can actually be prevented with a little bit of.
And look how that's playing out. There was that other guy that we showed a couple weeks ago that in Canada that got arrested. That other Christian, I forget his name now. The flaming one, the one that sounds really gay. So that's how this plays out. And it's funny too. I see a lot of Twitter accounts sharing articles about what this guy did, and they're like, "Oh, can a guy have some motion?" And they're laughing and they're celebrating it, right? I don't see what's to celebrate about. The guy's going to jail. The Jews are playing the victim, and they're making you guys look like violent terrorists. So, is that a win, or are you just retarded? Brandon Taylor Moore, right? That's where these Christ copes get you.
Like, just imagine if, like, we had some sort of like, I've talked to you about this 100 times, but like small form videos, or just like breaking down the essence of the deconversion stuff we were doing in the spaces, in the CQ radio spaces. Like, if we could just like break that down and get that on these guys' timelines somehow, that can go so far to stop this stuff, because it is like that. The reaction to this guy is gonna hit people like us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna be they're not just gonna use this to go after Christian low IQ Christian anti-Semites. They're gonna do it to like expand
anybody that criticizes Judaism. Anybody that criticizes Judaism now.
Yeah. So it's almost like we have to do something about this. I don't know, to avoid it.
And I think a lot of young people don't know about that.
Let's hear the latest from Greg Laurie. Another
perspective, Christian
partying at Mar-a-Lago Christian, a real Christian.
Understand the importance of Israel.
Everything we have came to us through God's chosen people, the Jews. He established a covenant with them in Genesis 12, and to Abraham and his descendants, he said, I will bless those that bless you. I will curse those that curse you. Sometimes people will say, well, modern day Israel, that doesn't apply to them. Of course it does. Why? It's the Jewish homeland. And why is there a Jewish homeland? It happened on the heels of something called the Holocaust. And I think a lot of young people don't know about that. And that is that horrible event.
Never heard of it.
Really not that long
Will
ago.
Hellmate sent $5 on Rumble. 2026 Ditch the Crucifix.
Ditch the crucifix. There's a tagline. There's a bumper sticker.
Christians need to defend
ditch the crucifix.
A similar museum in Israel called
That's a T-shirt
that happened really not that long ago. When you
hold on,
it happened on the heels of something called the Holocaust, and I think a lot of young people don't know about that. And that is that horrible event that happened really not that long ago. When you take a big look, look at the big picture.
It's like the greatest weapon that the Jews have is their victimhood and hated by Esau. We heard the Christian earlier. He's like, 2,000 years of persecution and the guilt tripping. It's nonstop guilt tripping, scapegoating. And that is, and then when you go burn down a synagogue, or you're like 110, it's about to be 110, or LARPing around in the streets, or filling their stereotypes. None of that helps. The Jews love bringing up the 110 and being kicked out of countries. And then when you brag about that online and act like Stu Peters, that's about to happen and we need a final solution and that type of stuff. And then they just give that headlines and go, look at these unhinged lunatics. That's how it plays out in the real world. Pompeo's right. These people are fringing online, being allowed to proliferate a little bit recently online. So the full hammer is going to come.
Sure. Where 6 million Jewish men, women, and
even Nick now every day is talking about how low IQ all the anti-Semites Notice that also?
Oh yeah, and
it's true.
Well, it's true, and it's funny because there's people like Captain Dreamer and others who have been making this observation, and Richard Spencer's even been making this observation going all the way back to 2016 and 2017. So this has just been something that's been observed for a long time, even before it became quote unquote mainstream. So it's interesting that this has always been an observation that the low IQ people are always just kind of the problem. I think that that's really what it is. It's the people themselves that are joining the thing are not that intelligent, especially the ones that have joined. No offense to anyone that's in this crowd, but anyone who's become awake after 10/7, a lot of those people just you weren't paying attention before then. So that's all that means. So it's a self-selecting group for a lot more low IQ people doing this type of stuff.
Yeah, late to the party.
Just help them.
Yeah. Newbies, being led by newbies and late to the party, and the
children.
We don't need to digress too much.
In Nazi concentration camps, extermination camps, as part of Hitler's so-called final solution. I would encourage everyone out there, go visit a museum like the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., or a similar museum in Israel called Yad Vashem. And there you see how it starts with what we might call sort of a subtle anti-Semitism and develops into Jew hatred, and then leads to actually harming the Jews. I think we're past subtle anti-Semitism. It seems like people want to blame the Jews and the nation Israel for everything that's going wrong in our world today. And look, the modern state of Israel is not a perfect nation any more than America is. But having said that, they are a Jewish homeland.
Bring Nat back on sent $5. Adam, it's early, but please wear the Jesus costume and do a Christian shill show on April 1st.
With Brother Nathaniel, a Christian shill show? Dressed up like Jesus? I don't know. I don't know if I can dress up like Jesus and shill Jesus. That would be too much.
And I do believe their being in the
maybe
land
that
is
would
a
work.
fulfillment of Bible prophecy. And on May 14th, 1948, it set the prophetic time clock ticking. And, back when I came to Christ in 1970, there was a lot of talk and a lot of teaching about Jesus coming, about the rapture, about the importance of the nation Israel. And things have shifted to some degree in many churches today. Some of it is what we call replacement theology that has found its way into the church that effectively says that God is done with the Jews and all the promises of them are transferred over to the.
Yeah, that is the synagogue. That's the actual synagogue of Satan. The ones that say they're Jews but not. And it's funny how I was saying that, and then I just kind of came up with that on my own, and then I saw a bunch of pastors start saying it too.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I just retweeted this one pastor that had made a post. Here it is. I'm just gonna drop in the chat in the.
They're all saying that now. They're all saying, "No, the synagogue of Satan is actually just the Christians in the replacement theology."
This is what I talk about a lot, is that what's going on here is that in the same way like Carlin goes through and like observes the way the left operates, the Christians are doing the same stuff where they're like sitting in Zoom calls and they're like sharing book clubs where they're reading and understanding things, and they're giving seminars in person and online on how to deal with anti-Semitism. Okay, that's what they're doing inside these churches right now. And so they're basically giving them and arming all Christians with this type of arguments that we're already familiar with on Revelation 2:9 and Revelation 3:9. So these people are being armed by like an educational elite, like an actual institution, an actual educational institutions are arming these people with arguments. So we're kind of like up against that. And we have to understand that that's what's going on. And these e-crusaders are totally ill-equipped to deal with this. They'll never be able to theologically push back in this in any meaningful like argument or way. Like what's the e-crusader response to this? Stone choir, like 1,000-person listening podcast. That's their best argument against this. It's like they have no shot at winning. Even if we were to say like they're right about everything, like just from a strategic perspective, they have no shot at beating like the mobilization against anti-Semitism within the churches. And it's not just Protestants. They're all doing this.
Church. The fact is, God is not done with the Jews. Read Romans 9-11. He has a plan for them in the future. But we, as Gentiles, non-Jews, have been grafted into the promises of God that were given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, the Bible's a Jewish book. The day after October 7th, when Israel was attacked by Hamas and over 1,000 Israeli people were killed, murdered, I was asked to speak at a place called the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles. And I spoke to almost a completely Jewish audience. I may have been the only Christian speaker there. And I told them my story.
Every time they bring that Jesus Museum of Tolerance up and run to the South Park clip when they're going through the tunnel. No way. Oh, I'll find it right now. Hold on.
Through the Bible, and I just told them of my appreciation for them, the Jews. But then I also, shared how Christ had changed my life. So, we love them. We appreciate them. We want to see them come to Christ. But we also realize that God established a covenant with them, and thank God he doesn't break his promises. So, yes, there is a rise of anti-Semitism in our nation right now. And I believe it's evil. And I believe we as Christians should speak up for our Jewish friends.
Yeah, this one guy, one pastor has more influence than like Stone Choir and E. Michael Jones and Pastor Steven Anderson and
Webben.
And Webben. If it's just like 99.99% of all the Christians and churches and institutions in the world, and the ones with all the power and the influence and the publishing houses and the huge studios and all of that, versus like a couple e-crusaders on the internet. And you guys just keep going. They're not the real ones as they march along with their Zionist agenda, and you do nothing to stop it. In fact, you help it march forward by playing their villain and their antithesis. Okay,
I put the clip in the chat here for the South Park clip. You gotta see that. I can't believe you've never seen this.
All right,
because it's a direct reference to that.
Where did you?
Museum of Tolerance.
Where did you link it?
In the Zoom chat. Here, I can put it in the Odysee chat real quick.
Okay. That's easier.
Words we use can show intolerance. How did you know that words we use can show intolerance? Let's begin our tour with a walk through our tunnel of prejudice to show you what it can feel like to be discriminated against.
They actually have this at that museum he was talking about going to.
Queer, Boehner, Chink, Nigger, Heeb,
Faggot!
Cracker.
Oh man, this is awesome! Now you know how it feels. I want to ride again. I want to.
They actually have that at that museum that he was just talking about giving a speech at. They have that.
Wow. Really?
Devin Stack has covered it before. Yeah, he did a whole episode on it.
That's so crazy. I had not
The
ever
Simon Wiesenthal Center of Intolerance or whatever it's called. They have a tunnel there where they just do that. Actually, that's what it's based on.
Who comes up with something like that? That is insane.
A Jewish guy.
Look at this child abuse. Let's see.
You're Sophie? How old are you? What's happening to you? That's the power of God. That's the power of God. When you watch, that's the power of the Holy Ghost.
Bro, dude, look at this guy creeping behind her.
How old are you?
Are you going to church and letting a guy like that line up behind your daughter?
Father, that same fire that fell upon me, let that same fire fall upon each one. No, in the name of Jesus. That's the fire of the Holy Ghost. It's real. This is Pentecost.
What a joke.
This is the thing. This is like Bronze and Iron Age religions. So that kind of stuff was like within the context of those times made more sense. Now, today, we understand like what early childhood trauma does and how that affects the psyche for someone for their entire life and the downstream effects of that. So we now understand that. So we just shouldn't tolerate this because we now understand how those, like what that does to a kid. Those kids are going to, like, there's no way they're not going to be fucked up from that stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's just absolutely no way. And like no society, no serious government or society should ever tolerate this.
I know. You know what I was thinking too? We were talking about this before the show started. How like every single Christian influencer, every Christ grifter is like their own mini Messiah. Like every Christianity acts like a franchise business. Thank you, Optics Prime.
Optics Prime sent $5 on Rumble. Going towards the light is the ultimate religious psyop. In esoteric circles, it's a soul harvester to reincarnate you back into the material world, never allowing you to ascend to the higher realms.
Oh, it's like a bug following the light. The bug zapper following the light at night. Don't follow the light. There's a little bug going toward it. Yeah, good one. I got you. Interesting. What was I saying? What was I just talking about? Lost my train of thought.
Termite sent $5 on Rumble. They're all so easily manipulated. The action is on the reaction. Sad. Keep spreading the word. It's working. Thanks.
Thank you, Termike. That's right. I was talking about how every pastor, every Christian influencer online is like their own mini cult leader where they are almost the Messiah. They are Jesus. If people are like exclusively going to one person, their favorite content creator or their pastor or their father, and that is the authority, and you're in their flock and you get on your knees and take communion from them, it's almost like they are Jesus. They're the mini Messiah. They're your gateway to Jesus. So just like Jesus had his disciples and his followers, and he was the shepherd, like every pastor or Jesus shill that has a following that's their disciples, that's their flock, they're the shepherd. So it creates all these little mini Messiah cults in a way. Like Nick, don't you think the Groypers consider Nick like he is the Jesus to them? He is the savior and their messianic figure.
Absolutely. It's not even implicit at this point. Some of the edits, it's just like they're literally like using flash editing to like interchange Jesus with Nick and the cross in some of them. Like they like some of the edits I've seen would be considered blasphemous by like any Christian before the 1900s, with the way they like utilize Nick's image in speeches, mixing him with like, the cross and Jesus.
Christianity is one big cult, and then there's all these like mini cults with the charismatic leader at the center, and it's like a turnkey franchise where anybody could be anybody could be a little cult leader. And that's what spreads it. They are the agents they are the hubs that spread the virus around. Anyway, that's kind of the way I was seeing it. Let's see a little bit of this before we get to all the ICE clips. This is one from See Through It All. A Catholic understanding of Israel.
Again, I'm not sure how they're.
Oh God, this guy! Are you kidding me?
What would you say to people is
funny.
how do they need to kind of respond to this prominent heresy of today besides coming on podcasts? And what would you, I guess, recommend? How would you summarize it for them if they're like, hey, I was, in a park and my friend was telling me the Jews are the chosen people and these Christians. And what would you say is like a very simple response they should say to that?
Yeah. Well, backing up, Lauren, to me, forget about it. As a Catholic Christian, very simply, like, Jesus was a Jew. Jesus is our salvation. Therefore, our salvation came through the Jews. Like, and we've been talking about this whole hour about how
Catholic,
God chose the Jewish people to be this light to the nations, and so, and that was the original intent. And so, in that sense, very much so, and even substantially so, Jesus was a Jew, and our salvation comes through Jesus. And so in that way, our salvation is from the Jews. But again, I'm not sure how they're reading it, but
dude, is this guy have Down syndrome?
Certainly true, but as we've been saying, like, the church is so much bigger. It's not just the chosen people of Israel or the chosen people of the Israelites.
His ear is missing.
Now it's the chosen people of the church and everyone that accepts Christ as their Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's a prophecy that is for that specific time, and
it's a prophecy.
I think we get into trouble if we interpret it as meaning the Jews of today, of our current time. Salvation is from the Jews; it's through Jesus, and the fulfillment of all the covenants with the Jewish people in the Old Testament.
It's how they enslave us.
It's the fulfillment of all the covenants. Why is this guy
with the Jewish people in the
dude? The lisp on covenants. I think somebody's got to ask. Oh wait, wrong one. Sorry, hold on.
Old Testament. But then, as St. Paul travels
dude.
through Jesus, and the fulfillment of all the covenants with the Jewish people in the Old Testament. But then, as St. Paul traveled around, and they wanted to be part of the Jewish faith to say this is the fulfillment, but they were expelled from the synagogues until there came that separation of the Christians from the Jews, because the Jews says we don't accept Jesus, we reject him, and they persecuted the Christians. In fact, most of the persecutions and the martyrdom was at the hand of the Jews who didn't accept Christ in the early church.
Thought it was Roman
times a little bit later. So the salvation is from the Jews.
Have you ever heard that before? Is there proof that Jews were persecuting Christians at that time?
Oh, that's definitely true. Absolutely.
Stephen in the Bible? That's it?
Yeah, absolutely. The first and second generation Christians were being persecuted by Jews because they weren't paying their oh my gosh, yes, yeah. Paula Fredrickson talks about this all the time. It's in her book too. In the when the first Christians were Jews, I think is the name of it. I always get the title mixed up, but it's that.
I know they were opposed and critical of each other as the schism began, but I didn't know that they had enough power or authority to do any persecution.
Well, Paul talks about it himself too, right? Like Paul talks about, they're talking about being persecuted by the religious authorities of the Sanhedrin.
Yeah.
In the
Jack Stone says
itself.
this guy has Moshiach Down syndrome, which is just half Down syndrome. He's just half retarded, like the average Christian. All right.
But yeah, they're talking about it right away. I don't think that their current polemic, I would say, like the current way that they deal with each other, wasn't like the reality until after 70 AD, and then it was shifted from between 70 AD and the Council of Nicaea, between that's like another period, I would say. What's her name? Paula Fredrickson, she calls that a specific era. And then after the Council of Nicaea, that's when we have like this this version that we have now. Where they're like hating each other.
Hold on. So I just said to ChatGPT, what are examples of Jews persecuting Christian after the destruction of the temple? And it says, at that time, Judaism and Christianity increasingly separated into rival movements, but open, large-scale Jewish persecution of Christians was limited because Jews lacked state power under Rome. Exactly like I said.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like the state, but like there was basically like Jews were arguing and fighting over like the synagogues. There were synagogues that were becoming Christian and stuff like that. There was literally like actual physical building synagogues where they would become Christian, and the Jewish reaction to it was they were pissed off, basically.
Okay.
So
Justin Martyr and Eusebius claim that Jewish Christians were punished or killed because they didn't support Bar Kokhba.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, the Jewish Christians are accused of not participating in the rebellion. That's a huge point too. That's a good example. But yeah, it's even in the New Testament, and Paul's dealing with it as well. Paul's dealing with like the warring between the Jews, and that's that verse we always use where we're talking about where it's like take money to the Jews, kind of thing, and the other verse where it's where Paul's talking about like. Oh yes, it's the one where Paul talks about yes, if they deny the gospel, your problem with them is on the grounds of the gospel, not on the grounds of election. That's what's being talked about in that passage is the factional split between Jews and Jewish Christians. That's what the whole
yeah, I know there was a schism and sectarian rivalry, but it was by far way more Rome persecuted Christians or both.
Yeah,
that they didn't have the authority to do it. That's the point I was making. I know that there was
an extending
schism though.
They were trying to give lashes to Christians and implement like Sanhedrin punishments on them.
But then they started to, because they were expelled from the synagogues, they started to bring the gospel to Gentiles, to non-Jews, and in some ways that's
gay. Gentiles. Am I the only one? We got to ask him.
All right, man. I need to ask you something, and I need you to tell me the truth. Are you a fag?
I think the fathers there need to sit him down into confession and ask him.
History of God's plan that they may not have thought of that this is for everyone and not just the Jewish people. Had they not been rejected and thrown out of the synagogues.
Yeah, I think you're right when it says salvation comes from the Jews. It's like, again, we go back to, it's not the Jews of today. It was the Jews in the sense of the descendants, because that's why when we look at the, is it all the Gospels or just one? My brain's not working today. But where they go through the lineage, where you can clearly see that Jesus came from the tribe of David. And it goes down. It's like, Matthew. Okay, perfect. So, and they start that way. Am I wrong? The Gospels start out with the lineage?
Yeah, Matthew starts with it in chapter 1. Luke, it's in chapter 3.
Okay, well, you're good with the scripture. That's amazing.
But yeah,
so gay. She needs to be saved. Stop hanging out with these dorks, woman, and talking about Jewish fairy tales. Somebody's got to save her. And, we'll send her a book.
The Catholic Church has a lot of roots in the Jewish faith. I mean, the celebration of the Mass, if you look at it, it's got all these
roots in the Jewish faith. Based Catholic Church, rooted in. It reminds me of Jay Dyer, Amalek. Like, dude, do you even have the temple liturgy? Do your fathers look like the Pharisees? And then the Catholic goes, we're rooted in the Jewish faith. And then they go, the E-Crusaders, no such thing as Judeo-Christian. You're actually Jewish pagans.
It's no you as like the political functioning argument. Like imagine if we had a whole party that was like the no you party. Like that's the whole thing we do. When Republicans say something, all we say back is no you. When Democrats say something, all we say back is like no you. That's what Christianity is for a lot of these guys. It's just their way of saying no you back. It's so pathetic. And it's not effective rhetorically. It's stupid.
Just a neo-Judaism cult for Goy.
Passover and the synagogue worship service and all that. So it's very much rooted in the Jewish faith. You know, it's not like we've rejected that or gotten rid of that, but it's rather more of saying it's the fulfillment of that.
Right. It's not Old versus New Testament. It's
You're right.
the Old, and that's like there's so many, even the manna in the story of Egypt, and it's like that's the Eucharist of today. So there's a lot of fulfillment that we see happen. And so I like what you said. It's like Jesus came from the Jewish culture.
Jesus's bread body is like our manna today. So stupid.
Jewish religion.
This is like out of like Dungeons and Dragons. It's
yeah.
Like manna, this is so stupid. Like, so like the manna used to come from like God from the sky, but now our mana source, like in the new version in 6th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the mana source is actually just like the body of Jesus Christ, So like you just gotta get with the right edition of Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
Dude, it's so
to those people in that time, in that way, and it became more fullness to light. Like we can see it more clearly through the New Testament, and then currently through the Catholic Church of just the fullness of tradition on playing. And it's so like you said, and it's like we do need to love and appreciate Judaism, and so that's why I recently had a rabbi on who's a
See, this is what you get with a bunch of Catholics. We do need to love and appreciate Judaism, right? Right, Goy? It's so cringe. Look at this crew.
A member of Jews Against Zionism, because they're talking about this Zionist thing isn't even Judaism. So when you listen to
Zionism's not even Judaism, guys. Real Judaism is holy. There you get that too.
I'm so sick of this argument. I listen to a lot of like left-wing news, and they do this all the time. It drives me nuts.
Talk. I was it was really cool to talk to him because I felt like I was talking to a Jewish belief that you would have had, that Jesus would have talked to, and versus the more modern Judaism. I mean, I feel it's more secular than Judaism. So yes, I love and appreciate Judaism, because it's the religion Christ came from, and there was a lot of beauty that was only amplified after Christ.
Yes,
dude, amplified beauty in Judaism.
Like, what is God's desire for everyone on earth?
What is God's desire?
It's to become Catholic, part of the Catholic Church, which is the means of our salvation.
Yeah, dude, this crew. I can't get over it. You think that that guy on Twitter, Mike, would take hey, Mike, would you take the Eucharist from this guy? Would you do communion from this guy? Does that work? Maybe you can go to his
Did you see his response?
His church. No.
He had a response to the guy, and it's just to the retweet that he got from the one archbishop or whatever it was.
Oh, really? What did he say?
It's only like a minute long. It was not very good. It's not a good response from Mike. He did not make strong arguments, is what I would say. But they're talking about excommunicating him. He actually might get slammed. We'll see. I don't know. Like that post blew up in like the Catholic world. There's articles and people writing about it. Like real Catholic Twitter, I would say, really did not like that post.
Yeah. It's making them look bad. They're all gonna get out and virtue signal about how that's not real Catholicism. These three are a perfect example of Christianity. Yeah, and that's.
I'd be more worried if, or I'd be pissed off if the Catholic Church excommunicates Mike the Boomer before they excommunicate Pine Sap. They definitely got to excommunicate Pine Sap way first, like way before they do Mike.
You probably have to actually go and belong to a church to get excommunicated. I don't think any of these guys do.
That's true too.
All right, you guys ready for some ice clips? I've just been bookmarking them to watch on the show, but the hammer is dropping. Trump says 2,800. Interesting number, right? 2,800 out in force against these anti-ICE protesters. Operation Save the Somalians. What is this one that you shared? Oh, they're screaming biblical concepts in quotes at ICE. And E-Crusaders cannot see the link between these leftists and Christianity. Let's see. What's the verse?
Let them go! Let them go! Let them go! Let them go! Hey, get off the truck! Get off the truck! Get off!
Let my people
Let
go.
my people go.
Modern day Moses here in the mask. The masked Moses.
I have people arguing with me that this has no relation to Christianity, her screaming this. Shut the fuck up. You don't know shit about the Bible if you think that that's true.
Yeah, they're literally in front of the truck. This is probably full of illegals that they rounded up, and they think this is okay. Why is this woman not arrested immediately? They should have enough people there that every one of these people standing in front of, impeding, obstructing justice of federal law enforcement. Let my people go.
Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move.
Oh my God. I'm a fucking person, don't kill me. Dude, just push her. Oh, bald head lunatic.
Let go.
Let my people go! Let my people go! Bring your dog! These are parents! Let my people go! Kids waiting outside! Kids waiting outside, sir! Kids waiting.
Oh my God, they're so annoying.
You're separating families. You're separating.
Let them go! Get back! Get back!
Here we go. Good. There we go. Just what the doctor ordered.
Onyx Rock sent $5. What a waste of time, space, and matter.
Dude, they need to bring out the water cannons for this.
Just be careful and get off the street, guys. Be careful, all right?
You guys getting your toes run over?
Dude, just arrest her. Handcuff her and throw her in the back of a vehicle there immediately. How is this allowed to go on for so long? Right? I don't know.
This is what I think about this has been this has been my position for the whole thing. I haven't tweeted too much about it because I don't want to, like, I think people are kind of missing the point here and they don't like take this argument seriously. But the way that this should all be handled is extreme force. The reason that people don't want immigrants in their country, the underlying reason is they don't want chaos in their country. So when they say they don't want immigrants in their country, what they're really saying is that they want order. Okay, so when Trump comes in and he's doing this in the most chaotic way possible, it isn't actually fulfilling the requests of the people. What it's actually doing is it's just like making things worse. And in my view, it's because he's trying to, like, use it as an argument or reason to stay in power. But put that aside, like the whole purpose of all of this should be order. And when they do it in this fashion, where they're got like pussyfooting around, like dealing with kitty gloves, like that woman should have been immediately ripped off the vehicle with like a squad of guys, like in the gear, the whole thing, thrown in the ground, the whole, like, instantly. There should be no playing around with this at all. That's why this is so dangerous, because they're not going fully in it. They're just like, they're like half in this fight.
They got enough to take care of this kid, it looks like. So we got 10 officers for this kid, but then nobody to arrest the other woman. Trump wants things to escalate between the left and the right so he can have insurrection, do the Insurrection Act, and roll out a Zog-trained Gestapo military force around the country, a Noahide law enforcer, 2,800 slave Noahide enforcers. Is that why we saw the symbolic 2,800, you think? Here it is. 2,800 officers. So this is what they're being instructed to do. This is all organized. They get these people to go and try to block the roads so that ICE can't leave after they do their arrests. Dude, they should, every time that the ICE goes out, they should have a big monster truck battering ram to bam these people right off the road.
Get back! Hey, go that way. Hey, back the fuck up. Sidewalk, 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 sidewalk. You can film on the sidewalk. Force is not law. Force is not law. You are not following the law.
I think they ultimately pull her out of her car. Oh, they broke her window. Oh, she's just going to the doctor. Just a disabled person going to the doctor.
No, I think she says I'm an autistic disabled person, or maybe she's saying I'm just. I don't know. Maybe I'm. So
yeah, resisting arrests.
Why don't you help that woman? Help that woman!
Help that. Yeah, go fight all the police. Help the woman.
Yeah, like if they actually wanted to stop this and they actually wanted to enforce immigration laws, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. You go after the employers. They're hiring 20 ICE agents for minimum wage, and for that price, they could be hiring like.
I don't know that they are paying a minimum wage. There's a clip of one guy that says he's making $200,000 a year.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between that guy and the entry level guys. But regardless, they're paying these guys like there's a low turnaround or run up time. Basically, they're hiring these people, training them in a couple weeks, and getting them on the streets. And for that money, they could be hiring like white collar type of people who are looking into the books and taxes of every single company in the country. And they could just issue like a national 2-week notice to all illegal immigrants and say, okay, if you're a business owner and you have an illegal immigrant that you've hired, you have 2 weeks to get that person out of your company, and if we catch you after that, it's a felony. You personally, as the hiring manager, you get a felony, and this problem would be over tomorrow. And they know that. They know this. This is not like a secret or anything like that. So the fact that they're doing it this way, I think this chaos way, this is how you know it's not supposed to be what everyone thinks it is. And like the people that are cheerleading this online, like, oh, look how base and awesome this is. Like, I get it. I understand all those arguments. It's just not something that is like conducive to what we want. What's going to happen here is that the concept of like anti-immigration is going to be so tainted by what's happening right here that the very idea that you would be against immigration is going to be tainted by this for like a generation, by how ineffective this whole thing is and how costly it's been, when we know how to actually solve the problem.
Yeah, instead you're saying it's just bad optics that's going to like further cause chaos.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just, you want to see these people get dealt with, though. These lunatic leftist, like, you know, enemies that want. Look at this guy. Here's Carlin's got this one.
And these guys are come here, take a fucking oath to defend the country from foreign domestic terrorism and to fight for the Constitution. And these guys are coming here and disgracing this fucking building. I'm a veteran of 7 years. I've bled for this country. I fought for this country, for these people here of Minnesota to come and fight these motherfuckers. And they're here. Needs to be, I'm sorry, they need to fucking be shot.
Whoa.
In this fucking country and what it fucking means. They hide behind their fucking masks.
Dude, he's arrested.
Pussies. We're out here in the middle of everything, showing ourselves, showing our Minnesota and our freedom. And they're here, bullshit. So take that. I'm sorry.
Take that.
They sprayed your daughter? Yes, they were following ISIS down the highway, and they sprayed my daughter and my wife, and they almost ran them off the fucking road.
Total Spurgoff.
So that's another thing.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe you shouldn't.
State representatives need to step up and fight for their fucking people, like we are fighting. But they're too coward. They stay in their mansions and don't give a shit about us. And all they want is these fuckers just come in here and destroy this fucking state.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to save the state.
Bro, just fuck ICE!
Dude,
that whole thing is like so performative. It's
come
so
here,
crazy.
take a fucking
totally unhinged.
That was like the reason for that is because it felt good to do that, and it was like a therapy for him. Like that's what that was. That's so pathetic.
It's like a toddler throwing a tantrum. I love how he's like, my daughter and my wife were trailing the ICE down the freeway, trying to block up, I'm sure doing something illegal, impeding law officers, and then they got pepper sprayed, so they gotta be shot. Like, right? Yeah. That's what he's doing. Is this? Also, I wonder if this was his daughter.
I don't know if that what is it, Brandenburg? What's the law? Whatever the free speech law is, or the code. Like
it doesn't. You're not allowed to call for violence against government employees.
I think it's Brandenburg versus Ohio. Well, that's what I was just gonna say. I wonder if that meets the evidence, or not. The definition of Brandenburg versus Ohio in First Amendment, because that's close to it at least. If it's not,
Jack Stone says he's channeling liberal Alex Jones. Yeah, it did kind of look like Richie from Boston, Brother B. That's funny. Lefty Alex Jones. Yeah, he did his Alex Jones rant.
Good for you. Don't move.
Put your hands in your pocket. Put your hands in your pocket.
I don't pose. Good for you. Don't move.
Put your hands in your pocket. Put your hands in your pocket.
I don't pose.
Get your hands out of your pocket. You better listen. If a cop comes up to you and says hands out of your pocket, you take your. But then they'll go, oh, he pulled out a gun. Maybe. I don't know. Here's another one. Ripped man out of the car. Dude, that's what else they're trained to do, is just honk and make noise and get in their faces. Dude, they're going after criminals, too. They're going after the worst of the worst criminals first.
Fuck you!
This is our city. Get your city.
Fuck you, man! Fuck you! Leave him alone! City, you fucking cocksucking dog!
Dude, these leftist protesters are like repugnant psychos. What a job. Imagine working for ICE. What a job dealing with these protesters in your way.
Yo, fuck you, man.
Imagine if this is what people did to the cops everywhere the cops went. Or the fire department. Imagine firefighters are trying to put out some fire or save a kid from a burning building, and there's just like crazy leftist protesters in your face, like yelling at you and trying to block ambulances and stuff. It's like the same thing. I view it as the same thing.
I'm not resisting. What are you doing?
You're under arrest for making a
No, I
threat.
never said a threat. I never said anything. I never said anything. I never said anything.
You got her, man. Hey.
Dude, he can't even bring her down.
Well, why is nobody's helping, nobody's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, everyone involved here. So this is the thing. I've been watching all these clips, and like my biggest takeaway is that all these guys aren't.
Okay, now another one's getting involved. They're like, "Come on, dude, you can't handle this one on your own."
Well,
they're like, "Bring in the tranquilizer gun." What? She's a big torta, dude. She weighs more than he does. Santa Ana man was blinded. Yeah.
Hold on, did you see this one? This is crazy.
Not yet. No. I haven't watched them all.
Well, viewer discretion is advised here.
Okay, he gets shot in the eye and goes and lost his eye, right?
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Ooh, that one right there.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you can't charge when you're charging and threatening and menacing to police pointing a rubber bullet gun at you.
I watched a couple times. I couldn't really tell if the cop meant to shoot him there in the face or if he was aiming behind him and the guy jumped in front of the barrel. Look how fucked up his eye is.
Oh, wow. That's too blurry. Moving too fast. Dude, he's dragging him by the neck. We'll try to get a zoom in.
Yeah, I don't think the guy was aiming. See, if you see, he was shooting before that, and the kid like ran into it. See?
Yeah.
And it was because that other cop was like screening. That's what I think, anyway. I mean,
dude, if they're arresting somebody, you don't charge against the police pointing guns at you. I have no sympathy for this guy getting his eye shot.
Oh, absolutely.
When you do this, what do you think's going to happen when you charge the police when they're trying to arrest somebody? You're not allowed to run up to a cop arresting people with a megaphone. All right. ICE. Oh, is this the one we saw already? This is the woman that got dragged out of her car, huh? Ouch. Dude, that's like breaking your shoulder. Carrying them like that.
Yeah, I mean
that's a dislocated, torn rotator cuff.
Brain injury!
Stay back.
I am autistic and I have a brain injury. Put me down.
She is saying she's autistic. I am autistic and I have a brain injury.
Maybe that explains why she's out impeding ICE. 2,800 federal agents. Is this the same one we saw already? That's the one we saw. CNN admits. Oh, and by the way, the father of the girl that got shot that kicked all this off, he says she shouldn't have been there.
Running through the alley.
I want to bring in CNN senior national correspondent Ryan Young, who has been on the ground there in Minneapolis. Ryan, as you're walking there, I'm wondering
neurodivergent
are responding to this inflammatory rhetoric coming from the president.
I can tell you they have been really strong in this fact that they're saying they're going to follow through this lawsuit. And the reason why we're walking back this direction is this is just where ICE and a lot of the Border Patrol officials were just here. All these neighbors that you see here were using their whistles and they were blowing and they were trying to stop an arrest. While we were here, we actually saw people running through the alleys to try to escape being captured. And this was a chaotic scene. It lasted for
trying to stop arrests.
Flashbangs used. There were pepper balls sprayed into the crowd. There were tear gas agents deployed, and we saw people physically trying to get in the way of some of these arrests that were being made. So as we walk you this direction, I want to show you because this kind of played out here. In fact, you can still see part of the canister that exploded right there in the middle of the intersection. These people were absolutely incensed by this, and we fell back for a quick second because obviously this was so chaotic at one point. We saw some of the agents accidentally spraying each other, so they had to fall back into several vehicles. Traffic was blocked up on Park Avenue, and as we saw this, we saw at least 3 people being detained, not sure what was going on. But again, we witnessed people actively trying to use the alleys to run, to escape, to evade these agents as they were here in this crowd. And there were people crying, yelling, and screaming. So you understand, we're just blocks away from where Renee Good was killed. The emotions here are so extremely high. And this, to me, was one of the most physical flashpoints we've seen since last week. Again, it's a video that sort of surprised us about how quickly this happened. And hundreds of agents surged into this neighborhood with people screaming, ICE, get out of our city. So we want to.
Dude, these people think they're such heroes.
On the ground in this neighborhood.
Yeah, sounds like it was
such white knighting heroes to go save all the illegal Somali scammers.
Well, this is the thing too that people need to understand. But you know what, in my view, what's going on here is that like leftism and like far leftism, communism, however you want to categorize this kind of thing, it's archetypically the martyrdom, like early Christianity type of situation that we have here, where it's like Christianity in anatomy and the way it works, just without the Bible and Jesus, essentially, but the same morality, and it's the same like archetypical ideas. And the one that matters the most here is like the martyr, and they all are trying to play up the martyrdom, and that like that concept of the martyr, like there's like obviously that exists throughout all.
It's a rite of passage for them to get arrested. They want to get arrested.
What I was just gonna say. They ritualize it in Christianity, and that has trickled into communism and leftism in general.
Yeah, I love it. I saw somebody saying ICE isn't the good guys. They are deporting illegals and criminals. We want to deport illegals and criminals. What did ICE do to you? Okay, this is a bunch of them getting arrested. Make racists afraid. Look at this tough girl. Oh no. Yeah, if you can't tell who the good guy is here, I don't know what to tell you. Oh my God. Rosie O'Donnell? Yeah, don't give me the both sides are bad thing here. Clearly ICE is in the right and these protesters suck. Look at this guy. This guy made the thumbnail. Tennessee.
Move! Get out of my way! Get out of my way! Move! 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 Get out! Come here!
Yeah, who does this guy think he is? You're not him. You're not him. Look at him trying to wave like he can wave. He feels real powerful. Oh, I'm gonna wave my finger at this cop. Can't run me over. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come and save you when they come and round up the anti-Semites. That guy right there.
By all fours, a U.S.
Take a look at this video shared with Fox 9. It shows ICE detaining a man at a gas station. This is in St. Paul, not Minneapolis. And you can see those agents carrying him away by his arms and legs, and you can hear the...
What's with all this ICE hate in here? I don't get it. You have a problem with ICE rounding up criminals and kicking them out of America? What's wrong with that? You want all the rapists and criminals and scammers open up the door, let them all in? What's the problem here?
Bystanders protesting his detainment.
I seen some videos of them taking him by all fours, a U.S. citizen that was born here in St. Paul, Minnesota, for exercising his rights, recording ICE on a private property, and they took him. They grabbed him by all fours like he was a fucking animal, and they took him. So excuse my language, but again, born and raised here for recording, exercising his rights. Excuse my language one more time. That's bull.
Fox 9 reached out to DHS to learn more about this specific incident, but we have not heard back.
I doubt he was just filming from
they're all
adequate distance.
Yeah.
She just ran a red light.
Impeding ICE. Let's see this one.
That Mustang's coming on you pretty fast. She just ran a red light.
I think you showed this one before. It's an older one.
It's old?
Yeah, this fast
Not
food
old,
park.
but just like the
Hold on. They follow her. Let's see.
For prosecution. You will be arrested. This is your last and final warning. Hold on a second, guys. Give me your license, please. I will once again tell you, you have cases in danger. Put your vehicle and park and shut it off, please.
I'm just a mom.
I understand, but you are impeding. Look where you are at. You are almost causing an accident. You are surrounded by federal agents.
I understand.
Okay, I am the deputy field office director here, ma'am. Stand by. We're running the name. We're going to refer this case over for enforcement action.
I'm just a mom, please.
You got it?
I'm just a mom.
Please. I'm just
Kylie?
a mom. Yes, please. I'm just.
You're just a mom. Then who do you think you are trying to impede?
You are just
ICE's duties.
Get out of here.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out.
Here you go. Slow down.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
I'm getting out.
guys, I got it. I got it. Got it. Everybody break away. Break away. Everybody break away.
I'm going home. I'm going home.
Kylie, look at me. Look at me. Quiet. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? I need you right now. Take a deep breath. I want you to pull over right here and go home. Okay? Take a deep breath.
Can I just? I'm shaking.
You may leave. Please turn around.
I'm literally shaking.
Go.
Oh my gosh. ICE arrests Somali woman in Minnesota after she rejects $3,000 and a free flight home. She could have self-deported. She chose the hard way.
Bogus ass motherfucker.
Hey, chill the fuck out, bitch.
Yeah, chill the fuck out.
Chill the fuck out. You ain't gonna do nothing. Chill the fuck out. Don't. Hey, bájale. Bájale. Bájale de huevos, vato. Bájale. He fucking touching me. Fucking touching me. I didn't take a la cara, perro.
These people have no respect for our country, for our laws.
¿Y eso qué? ¿Y eso qué? ¿Y eso qué? Bájale.
Like, what are you even doing? How stupid are these people? How low IQ, thinking you're gonna fight off
Fucking woman.
a bunch of ICE officials? What's this woman doing, dragging her feet?
Bájate la máscara.
The chat is right, Adam. The few people in the chat are not right, Brave New World. Don't be retarded.
You know exactly what the fuck I'm telling you. ¿Y eso qué? ¿Y eso qué? ¿Y eso qué? Look at the way you fucking.
Are police in the wrong when they arrest murderers and criminals?
The fucking grown-ass men fucking manhandling her. Let me fucking grab you like that, bitch.
Brave New World, we just said that. You're saying that this isn't how you do it. This is meant to cause division. We just talked about that for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, acknowledging that whole idea. Like,
But you could say that, oh, this is how you cause division, but if the protesters are out there, what are they supposed to do?
Well, it's literally a woman who refused to be deported legally, or through the proper channels, or a free flight and all that stuff. And she's driving around in a vehicle like she shouldn't be allowed to do that. It has to be stopped.
If this is true, this is so stupid. Los Angeles doesn't honor ICE detainee requests.
Oh yeah.
So when
this has been like this for a while.
How is this? You're kidding me? The jails in Los Angeles, ICE can't say, hey, that person's an illegal, hand them over to us, we're going to deport them. They say no, and they release them. And then ICE has to wait there.
Like it's not just California or LA. Yeah.
I saw Trump's canceling sanctuary cities funding to places like this. Look at what they have to do. ICE has to wait outside of the jail when they get released and then chase them down on foot.
$30 shout out to Need More.
Thank you, John.
Figuring out who the Moshiach is.
Yeah.
There is like 99% chance that Jared Kushner is the one. Amalek, you need to revive the CQ radio but ditch the spurging out on Christians. Even idiots need respect to accept a message.
I'm going to start hosting some spaces on Jesus deception. I'll do a few on the book topic. Maybe Amalek will want to join that.
Oh, he's running.
So he gets out. I don't know why they weren't right by the door.
He knows right away too. Like, so you see how he's running? Like, so the people inside the building literally told him, "Hey, when we let you out, ICE is going to try to get you. You need to run right away." Like, that's absolutely happening here.
How is this the system?
Stop!
Oh, is ICE bad here? Oh no, let him go. Let him go, guys.
What
is he saying?
Yo, we got breaking news. Hold on. Do you have the Morse code thing? I just posted it in the Odysee chat. Breaking news.
Hold on.
The E-Crusaders have arrived in Minnesota, dude.
Oh no. Hold on. Breaking news. It might be loud. Breaking news in Odysee. Let's see. Is it the one Jake Lloyd guy? Oh no. Oh yeah, I saw this guy already. This guy acts like a Fed.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Patriots. It's Mr. Scott, 1776.
Great name.
Past coming days, I've been attacked. I've resigned from my position. Forbes has reported on it at Harmony Investment Group as a search fund manager. I've lost my home for my landlord. I've lost my attorney, Marcus Garsky from Garsky and Hewitt.
Dude, he's got his AFPAC. Why is he wearing his AFPAC VIP?
At Chase and JP Morgan Bank, just for Frozen.
Dude, I love
my bunker here in Minnesota.
The fan in the background.
I'm here in my bunker in Minnesota.
Some, live studying. We've been doing some live drills. We will be boots on ground tomorrow. We will be holding a press conference with the infamous Zach X. Patriots, I know you guys are sick of being pushed around. You commie fucks. You guys keep saying you're going to blow my hat off. You're going to kill me. I'm going to tell you one thing, and I want you guys to hear me clear. The more you kill men like me, just like you did Charlie Kirk, the more of us rise up.
Charlie's Angels.
When you kill us, we win. When you kill us, we win. That's the Christian mantra.
My generation.
Rumble. Christians
you guys
and liberals are the same with this slave morality.
Of
course, Nietzsche proved this 100 years ago. I'm so ashamed of white PPL. We've been psyoped.
Even this guy.
Onyx sent $5.85 at Glownager.
Yeah.
Intense Fed.
I think this is the guy I saw in a clip a couple days ago, and he's like screaming his head off, some crazy kooky Christian stuff.
X is so retarded. I understand why Varg left.
I know. I envy Varg. Maybe one day. My goal is to leave Twitter one day.
Hewitt, Kirk, the more of us rise up. You guys are pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and there's going to be problems. My generation is going boots on ground with air support from gentlemen like Nick Fuentes.
Fuentes.
Like Tucker Carlson.
Nick Fuentes. How do you do, fellow Groypers?
The Americans are sick of looking weak, of feeling defenseless, and being attacked.
Dude, you look fucking not weak, bro.
To fight you commie sons of bitches full time. And I will not surrender, and I will not back down. I pray the full armor of God on me every time I walk into this battlefield, and I pray you guys do too. There is no surrender. There's no backing down. We're going full steam ahead. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the Whipple Federal Building at noon with me and Zach Ix. God bless you guys. And the rest of the Crusaders. God bless you guys. Have a great day.
Crusaders!
E-Crusaders are going. Dude, I can't wait for that tomorrow. Or wait, would that be today that's going to happen? I don't know. Tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon. I can't wait.
Yeah. Where you should go where these guys are at. Sorry, having mobs mobs of foreigners surrounding police vehicles is like fallen state type of shit. This is not the world that we want to live in here.
Kill their ass. Fuck you talking about? They out here harassing us, grabbing us, snatching motherfuckers, out here doing dumb shit. Fight back. Grab your fucking gun and kill these niggas, bro.
Whoa.
It's fucking right as a fucking American.
Dude.
They say Renee died in...
Yeah, dude, I should definitely leave like this guys like this alone.
Law. There is no self-defense law. Fight back.
Yeah. ICE is total. Oh no, I don't want ICE to arrest people like that. Hey, maybe just because this guy's bad doesn't mean ICE is good. No, I'm pretty sure ICE should arrest this guy and throw him away and deport him immediately.
Kill their ass. Fuck you talking about? They out here harassing us, grabbing us, snatching motherfuckers.
Oh no, ICE, stop! Don't arrest guys like that, ICE. We saw this one. Liberal spits on ICE agent and then acts like a snowflake when they manhandle him.
Yeah, he just spit on him.
Yes. Dude, he Jimmy Dored him. Attack of the subhumans. Hold on. Blood is on their hands. Murderers, their own cage. That's the guy that spit.
Yeah, he just spit on him.
Yeah, dude. Great. Huge W, man. Spitting on it.
Sent $5 on Rumble. We are living in a troll world order. The Groiper guy was straight out of WWE casting.
Groiper guy. Oh, yeah. That Groiper guy. I know. Nick is like, dude, what are you doing? You think Nick thought, oh, dude, that was base. Thanks for the shout out. Right?
No, I see some of the Groipers responding to it. And some of them like saying like, this is bad. Like, this is like, delete this and things like that.
Hey, you're not one of us, nigga. That's what they're probably saying, right?
I posted to one of them. I said, if people like me didn't exist, this whole scene would just be that. And you guys should thank us for it.
Yeah. CBS News says the ICE agent who fatally shot Renee Good last week suffered internal bleeding to the torso following the incident, according to two U.S. officials briefed on the... so actually, he has internal bleeding, and it's being reported that the guy that shot her had already been hit by a car by one of these anti-ICE protesters, hit and dragged. Her father-in-law says... if she would have believed in Jesus properly, she wouldn't have been there.
And, it's I don't blame
I want to ask you about this. When you talk about the confusion, and you've been open, obviously, about your support for the president, when you look at the videos of what happened, and I'm sure they're very hard for you, Timmy, to watch if you've even been able to. But the Deputy Attorney General says that the Justice Department doesn't believe that there's evidence to back a criminal investigation, right? And nothing about charges or anything that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But they were, according to the prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. I mean, the ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I mean, I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash.
Internal bleeding could just mean like a little bruise on the leg, though. Also, I just thought
like that. It's hard to say how you would react.
Here's the other angle too, of him getting hit.
I said, go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
out of the car. Whoa!
Fucking bitch, he said.
Gagged. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean,
I doubt it. Everybody's saying how much this looked like Nick Fuentes too. It really kind of does.
Becca,
I saw the side by sides. I'm sure she's a real good lady. They both seemed real nice.
She's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have many enemies. I love everybody, and that's what the Bible tells us: love our neighbor.
Yes, love everybody.
But I think there's
the Bible tells me to love everybody.
By choices, and the word says, "For the wrath of God will come upon the children."
The word says.
And it's I don't blame Ice, I don't blame Rebecca, I don't blame Renee. I just wish that if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
What does that even mean? But she was there, so maybe she deserves some blame.
It's just Christians arguing over like the interpretation of the Bible still. It's like we're in the 30 Years' War or something. It's one sect of Christians believe that God says that like Donald Trump is correct and we should deport all the Muslims and all this other, all this stuff. And then the other sect of Christians is arguing and saying, no, true Christianity is letting them all come here and stay and resisting evil, and which is ICE. Like, so we're actually just dealing with like two different sects of Christianity fighting over each other. Like
Dude,
two viewpoints.
I see Shaheen in the chat says she was turning her tires away from them. Don't say that stupid shit, dude. They're surrounding her. They're saying, get out of the car. The lesbian girlfriend says, go, 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 drive, drive, drive. He can't see her tires.
He can't see the tires from the angle he's at, and all he hears is the engine start. So he heard for like a second or two. Everyone understands how cars work.
And she hit him.
Yeah, well, she put the car in drive, and he heard that engine before he saw anything. He reacted that way because of the sound of that engine driving forward. That's what happened there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
don't give me the
like,
you see the tires.
To bring the tires
hey, let me
up
check
at all,
the
makes
tires
no
and
sense.
see which way they're going. If she's gonna hit me or not.
It's so dumb. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Like, it's just not how that stuff works.
Stupid.
In Minnesota, honestly, we are so fucking. I love.
And hold on, real quick. That guy was not in front of the car, and she put it in reverse and spun and reversed into putting him into the front of the car. By the way, so like I agree that he should have been in front of the car, and as soon as he recognized that he was in front of the car, he should have gotten out. But what was going on is because he was holding that cell phone like that, and he was switching hands. You can see it in that clip from like that he's switching from his right hand to his left hand, and he's doing that so he can put his hand on his gun. That's what he's doing. And what happens is as he's doing that swap and getting his hand on his gun, that's when he hears the engine or her put it into drive and then hit the gas and the wife yell, go, drive, drive, drive. So he hears all that while he's like fucking around with the cell phone. And like everyone here has been in situations where you get over, like too many things are going on and you just make mistakes. And that's what I really think happened here, that he like panicked because of all that going on. If he wasn't like fucking around with a cell phone and there wasn't people like using noise machines or noise makers and all that other stuff, I'm not even sure this would have happened. That's how close it was to being avoidable.
Yeah.
I love the fucking suburb I'm in. So ICE was just in my suburb at our local grocery store while I was there, and they were grabbing somebody. Nobody in the grocery store stopped them from doing their job. Everybody was clapping and excited about ICE being there. People were hooting and hollering, chanting for ICE. You gotta love small towns in Minnesota, honestly. We are so fucking stoked. And honestly, you know what I did after the ICE agents got done with their job and what they were doing? I said, can I buy you all, like something to drink and something to eat? And I did. And I sure fucking did, because you know what? I'm excited that ICE is in Minnesota. Really excited. I'm not going to tell you the suburb I'm in, but it's close to Stillwater. We'll just leave it at that. Best thing I've seen today is watching an ICE agent arrest
This is Minnesota, yeah.
To where they came from. Love it.
This is a Minnesota 6.
Super happy about it. Love the suburb I live in, because there was no protesting. Nobody stopped them. Nobody did. Because no one gives a shit. We want them gone. I love...
I'm going to have Dawson on soon, Brave New World. Been meaning to. All right, let's see here. Young Somali woman. Oh, we watched that one. There's a few more. I got to see them all. Immigrant tried to run over ICE agents. Oh, I'm missing the best one, I think. Hold on. This one. This is the biggest viral one today.
Texas police. Come out of the car. Come out of the car. Come out of the car. Open the window. Go out of the car. He's in proceedings. He's good to go. Let me get my break. Go in the window. Watch out behind you.
See, already, I think this guy should already be shot, to be honest. He could be, because these cops don't know, he could be going in the glove compartment, grabbing his thing, and start popping out the windows. Tinted windows you can't see. If you got cops surrounding your car, you don't try to evade.
Watch out in front of you. Watch out in front. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
See, already they should be shooting.
Cut it off. Cut it off. Now. Cut it off. Turn off the car.
At least the tires. They should already have shot the tires out.
Come out of the car. Come out. Now. 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 Hey.
Oh, Wretched Goy says, fuck you, Adam. You're an idiot.
Todd Lyons.
Oh, no. You ruined my day.
I mean, if that doesn't educate the public about these ramming incidents, I don't know
if my daughters get stopped at a roadblock, they're going to listen to what the police say. They're going to get out of the car. And my daughters aren't going to be surrounded by ICE enforcement for being in the country illegally.
On top of what happened.
Yeah, at least they should have broke his windows already. Should have been a window break immediately.
Previously, we now have 3 in recent days. Very every day.
I've been seeing a lot of it online. I'm a little disappointed. Yeah, my daughters won't be protesting ICE fighting with police. And if they do, then they would have their windows broken and they would be manhandled on the floor like this girl. Where is it? I can't believe we have all these ICE haters in the chat. Yeah, Wretched Goy, are you an illegal? Why are you so butthurt now about this? I've been stopped at lots of roadblocks. I listen to what the police say.
Somebody just said shoot the tire immediately. Listen. Every one of you guys that is talking like this has never been in a situation like this, never been involved in anything like this, and you just get your information from like Hollywood and video games. Like, just take a back seat for a second, just like observe or something, and just learn from other people. I don't know what to tell you. The idea that you can shoot out the tires of a vehicle and that will stop it is that's from Grand Theft Auto.
It'll still go.
That's from Grand Theft Auto,
break
guys.
the window. They should have broke the window.
That is absolutely not how it works. You don't shoot the tires out to stop a moving fucking vehicle.
You're right. I said that too. That's a good point, though. It won't stop it. They won't be able to get away as good, but it doesn't stop it.
It literally makes it into a death ball that could hit and kill anybody, and now you're in trouble for that. Like, it's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And they can just keep driving for like 6 miles or 7 miles with the flat tire.
Oh, hell no. Oh, my God.
Who do these people are thinking they can jump on the top of cars? If somebody jumps on my car, I'm going clavicular on them. Oh wow! Right to the dome. I love it. Look at this woman or man. Can't tell.
Oh my God! No!
Dude, that's gonna sting.
Jesus! Out of our neighborhood!
Yeah. Are you waiting for me? I'll be done in 10 minutes. We still haven't hit the goal. My daughter's wondering where I'm at, and we haven't hit the goal, guys. We're only $50 away. Didn't make it. We didn't stream yesterday because we didn't hit the goal the day before. So I don't even know what we're doing anymore here. Let's see. One of the last ones, I think.
Trump bitches!
Whoa.
Back up. Watch your step. Back up. Okay.
Based and clav pilled. Yeah, the virtue signaling against ICE. And the slippery slope, they're gonna do that to you. They're gonna come after anti-Semites. I highly doubt that ICE is gonna be running around the country, pulling people out of their homes.
Yeah, this is the most inefficient possible way of doing this. Just so everybody is clear. Like I support the mission, but this is the worst way to do it possible. If you drew up a way of doing it if you tried to do it worse and you tried to draw up a game plan on how to do it worse, I don't even know if you could do it.
Let's hear the latest from Candace.
100 people to deport one person? It's ridiculous.
I'll cover this stupid Goldberg stuff. Look at this woman, 11,000 likes talking about the Goldberg hoax. I'm a little annoyed. This is getting all this views and it's picking up steam again, but it's like all of this newest version, they edited out where he talks about me. They don't mention me at all, so I'm a little annoyed by that.
I told you that the entire Great Awakening was a psyop headed by controlled opposition figureheads designed to reveal any dissidents to the pro-government, pro-Israel movement of America. Be crazy. Anyway, have you ever heard of the Zephyr plan?
Allegedly, David Goldberg was a researcher with a White House insider source.
Allegedly.
As well as intelligence officials. David was Jewish and Zionist and was horrified in 2019 after learning of Zionist plans through White House memos and other internal documents.
Dude, imagine falling for this shit. The dumber something is, the more popular it is. Do we not always say this?
Project Pogo and Project Zephyr, a two-stage plan. For Pogo, they would utilize TTID, Tag, Track, and ID. They would use this for dissidents, nationalists, patriots, anyone who would pose a long-term threat. They used YouTube gatekeepers, like Alex Jones, to create a space for alternative thinkers. They were all agents paid to put out...
But then they banned everybody on YouTube.
...and identify the people who were watching and interacting, basically using alt media influencers as honeypots. They then created databases...
This is just like demoralizing, too. It's like, oh, don't listen to anybody. Don't listen to anybody, or they're going to track you and kill you in your home. They're going to show up with ICE and arrest you and throw you in a camp. If you listen to Alex Jones,
who were awake. Remember, Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, and Tucker Carlson all have CIA daddies. Their targets are anti-Zionists, anti-Semites, Christians discussing Synagogue of Satan, Muslims, any Goyim who won't conform, and anyone aware of and opposing Zionist world government plans. Project Zephyr, the second stage, the extermination. High-value targets will be taken out through kidnapping.
Thank you, Grace. Hey.
For the daughter.
A
Looking
US-based
forward
Israeli
to the book.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Grace. Hope you enjoy it. Anyway, 74,000 likes on Instagram for Ginger Theory, covering this obvious hoax prank from like 2018. No, actually, like background on if any of this is legit at all. No, just, hey, some guy on the internet with a fake Jewish accent said something, so it must be real. I hate the internet so much. People, they're like, oh, the Great Awakening, we really figured it out. We're so based in red pill, us Christians. They fall for every single stupid psyop out there imaginable. Every time. And Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are the most popular.
Get every in. Anyways, the setting of this particular dream, however, had one dramatic difference. We were not there for the opening of the embassy. And this difference, by the way, I don't really understand yet. I'm just sharing it with you. Instead, we were there in this dream setting for Bibi Netanyahu's wife's funeral. Again, that makes entirely no sense. I've never met his wife. I've never spoken about his wife. I know nothing about his wife.
This is her dream. She's breaking down her dream.
I sent $22 on Rumble.
Thank you.
Yahweh praise on Kooks.
That was the goal, too. We hit the goal. Thank you, Trev Giz.
Trev Giz sent $5 on Rumble.
Whoa, Trev Giz.
That commit violent crimes, WTF is this?
Hey, no, disavow. We're not calling for any of that. Trev Giz. Hold your horses. Stand by and stand down, okay, dude?
That's just the context of it. I don't make the rules of Dream World. And obviously, as we were sitting there, it didn't strike me as weird because when you're in your dream state, everything that happens for some reason feels like, oh yeah, this is totally normal. Anyway, Charlie said to me, I don't have much time. He followed that up explaining to me that I needed to see what happened on his left. And he told me explicitly, they betrayed me, multiple people. And I said,
look to my... Charlie came to her in a dream and said, look to my left.
Horse_blanket_ sent $10 on Rumble. Support.
Thank you, Horse Blanket. No Fed posting, guys, please. Come on, you should know better than that. You like that, Amalek? She had a dream. Look to the left. Well, she claimed that she prayed, and then that snow kook came to her with that stupid army base story.
What's fucked up is like this is popular. Like this, remember that daytime show where they had like the psychics, right?
Yeah.
It's all like these like women who are in the audience and, you know, some men too or whatever, but they have all these people in the audience and they, oh, I'm feeling a name. Oh, it's like a Oh, one of them raised their hand. Jeffrey, my husband's name was Jeffrey. And then they, you know, that's what they're doing. She's fulfilling the new version of that. And she's like, I mean, it's kind of wild. She's like mixing it with politics, right? Which makes it even more interesting somehow.
Yeah, one of the most influential voices, and so many just dominating Instagram and TikTok is all these Candace kookery. Her number one cheerleader, Ian Carroll, and all his kooky shit.
Oh, but who?
Trev Giz, come on. Don't be fucking annoying, Trev Giz. Don't talk about killing people in my super chats. Is that not common sense, Trev Giz? Please. Come on, dude. I don't care what the context is.
Then came the frustrating part of the dream. Every time I would say who, you know when you're in a dream and you go who, or you try to speak in the dream and then suddenly you're actually speaking in real life and you start to wake yourself up from the dream by accident. No. That's what kept happening. And whenever I would try to listen to what he was saying, it sounded like he was underwater. So I was frustrated by this. I can't get to the part where you tell me who betrayed you. It wasn't until the third week after his death that finally one face came through in this dream. It came through as clear as day from around the corner of the restaurant. And it was Andrew Kolbetz. Now you have to imagine in the immediate aftermath of this, I was not thinking Turning Point USA. Where we're at today is almost like unimaginable going back there. In fact, I was very friendly with Andrew Kolbetz. We had spoken extensively in the aftermath of Charlie's death. I've known him for years, and I felt really weird about having seen him in this dream, but it was so vivid and it was so...
This is so stupid because immediately everybody could tell where this line of conspiracy thinking was going. If they're saying that Israel did it like they were all saying on day one, then obviously you're saying, well, if Israel did it, then like everybody's in on it and they're covering it up, right? Candace is a witch, right? I know. Yeah, she's a fake prophet witch.
That I felt that as weird and as odd as it was,
Christophorenia.
I had to text him and tell him what I saw. And this is the text, just sharing with you so you guys know if this all really happened.
She's the modern day Martin Luther King. She had a dream.
But I had one clear as day this weekend. Charlie came to me and he sat down and he told me that he did not have much time, that I needed to know that he was in fact betrayed and that they are hiding what happened to my left. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more.
I believe his soul's in purgatory. And you know more. She literally, oh my God, she must think they're insane. She texted Andrew's friend and said, I believe you know more because I had a dream. And Charlie said, look to your left. I feel like, I would be like, you are insane.
And you've said publicly.
And she'll be purgatory. Like, she's like, look, she's referencing purgatory as if, dude, the history of purgatory is insane. The idea that purgatory is, it's a Catholic belief and it's not in the Bible, guys. Okay. It's like a later development of theology. It is not something that is like an authentic tradition in Christianity. It's stupid.
She's like, Andrew, I had a dream and and you have to save Charlie's soul from purgatory by exposing Netanyahu. Like that's
she thinks she's in like Dante's Inferno. She thinks she's in Dante, like she's in Candace's Inferno right now, or Charlie's Inferno.
Dude, Yahweh's greatest soldier.
They're
Candace
hiding what happened to
Owens.
my left. I believe his soul is in purgatory, and I believe that you know much more than you've said publicly or privately. And Andrew Colvett never answered. It's the last time Andrew Colvett and I spoke.
Pretty sus. Oh, he probably thought you were insane. Pretty sus. He didn't respond. Pretty sus. He must be guilty. Spurgatory. Yeah, these Christians are in spurgatory. All of them in this world. That's good. Spurgatory. Okay. All right. That's all we got for today. Thanks, Amalek.
Yep,
Thanks for joining, keeping me sane on this one. This was another Crazy Pills episode.
It's fun.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hitting the goal. You guys are awesome.
They're nice.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, baby.
You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all. Yeah, Heaven's Waiting Room, Purgatory. So I'll probably be out tomorrow, same time. Going to be working on just the synopsis for Amazon and then uploading everything in the book. I don't want to release it on the weekend, so I'm probably going to do a Monday, big release Monday or Tuesday. Actually, I have Blonde coming on Tuesday. Blonde Belly of the Beast is doing a show Tuesday, so maybe Friday, maybe Monday, most likely Monday, book release party. Amalek will be there, I'm sure. You guys will be there. We're going to get the book to #1 on top new seller on Amazon. Here's the cover and back cover if anybody's seen it. If you guys missed the beginning. All right. Give it a like, share it, clip it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys again soon. Thanks, Amalek. See you again soon.
Yep.
Take care.
Thanks again.
All right. Later, guys.
Raised to be a Christian believer, but also as a seeker. Mama never held back the good, bad, or ugly from me. Eventually started wondering, after a long time of fighting myself. I saw a post that said exactly what I felt. Jesus, an ancient deception. Found Adam Green through a Twitter suggestion. Then I watched his debate with David, leaving Christianity. Finally I could do it. Lost good friends, middle fingers on their hands. So many want to remain clueless. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm just asking you to see my side. Some say I'm anti-Semitic, others say that I'm a Jew, but the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I know what it's like to be seen as the devil, when in reality you're trying to help them. They say I need to be saved by Jesus, but they're the ones in need of the saving. There's already been a few, started with the fall of Rome. It's not God, it's evil people destroying these homes. Human-made prophecies try to start the end times. See a foreign land as holy, brainwashed to resent mine. Books our ancestors wanted passed down to their people got replaced with ones that say our ancestors were evil. Been worshiping demons and knowing not what they did. Should we trust ourselves or the books that make us villains? You fall for the latter and say we should be tolerant, but your faith builds a prison in your head. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I'm asking you to see my side. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither, I'm just trying to reach you. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. And I'm all for not letting faith have us divided. But but the spread of your faith was when all this deadly division started. I feel like Adam Green sometimes. I need you all to see my side. I've seen it, I believe it. And one group says I'm anti-Semitic, another says that I'm a Jew, and the truth is I am neither. I'm just trying to reach you. Can you see my view? Listen to Adam Green sometimes.